great for Titinius, for the death scenes. Oh, it's great. All right, I got to change the virtual background for this baby. This is a lovely garden place, sort of, isn't it?
All righty. Well, we are now live on YouTube as well. So thank you for joining us for our Instant Shakespeare Company reading of The Merry Wives of Windsor, mastered by Jacqueline Margolis. The idea of this is just dive into the text and see where it takes us. One of the things I pointed out about the first folio text is that the stage directions are somewhat confusing, or they list everybody coming in at the beginning of the scene, even when they're people you're talking about and people don't come in till later on. And the way we do it is that we are broadcasting in gallery view so that when you're in the scene, that you have your video on and your audio on and you be speaking, and also that when you're not on, you stop your video and mute yourself. And also sort of be aware of muting yourself if there are other sorts of distracting sounds that might be going on where you are. And so it's also, but when your video's on, you're in the scene. So I mean, you need to be listening and as you're and yeah, participating, because it's about reacting. So today we're doing the Merry Wives of Windsor. And now what I think we should do is that each of us just introduce themselves, and then I will or Jackie, do you want me to name everybody, or do you want to do it?
You can name everybody.
Okay, yes, I'll just tell you, say who to go, so we don't all be like, I'm doing everybody at once, so, you know. So, let's start with Derek.
All right, Derek Tarson, I'm playing Falstaff.
All right, and Pamela.
Hi, I'm Pamela Kale, and I'll be playing Anne.
And Ken.
Kenneth Wayne, I'm playing Master Page.
And Angus.
Angus Hepburn, reading Dr. Caius.
And Mark.
Mark Gehring, and we have two Marks?
We have two Marks. Yeah. Sorry about that. I meant Mark Lynch.
Yes, thank you. I'm Mark Lynch, and I'm reading Justice Shallow.
And Mark Gehring. Sorry about that.
Yes, I'm reading Pistol and Fenton.
And Simone.
I'm Simone Coonrod, reading Mistress Quickly.
Oh.
And Alex.
I'm Alex Chilton. I'll be reading Justice Splendor, Nim, and Rugby.
And Tony.
Tony Scheinman, playing Mine Host of the Garter.
And Eleanor.
I'm Eleanor Elizabeth Foreman, and I'm going to be playing Bardolph, Simple, Robin, William, and Robert and John.
Busy lady.
And Virginia.
Hi, I'm Virginia Hammer. I'm doing Mistress Ford. You can see me, right, everybody?
Great.
Yes.
I can't see you, but sometimes my ancient computer, which doesn't know from Zoom, it's 2011, can do split screen with that, and sometimes it can't. But I just stand there as Mistress Ford in scene one, so I'm going to close myself out in that scene because I don't say anything. Because when I'm not on the PDF, then I can see you all. But don't worry, I'll have the PDF up when I need to, and it's groovy.
Okay, I mean, the idea, what we encourage people to read off of the screen and that is to sort of try and split your screen so you can see both of them.
Right, but I want to be able to close myself out, and I can't unless I don't have the PDF up at the moment. So.
All right, yeah, I know. I realize that is an issue for some of us. But in any event, I'm Paul Sugarman, and I'll be playing Sir Hugh Evans, and Jackie.
Oh, I'm Jacqueline Margolis, and I'm playing Mistress Page.
And I believe that is everyone.
You didn't call me.
Michael. I didn't call Michael.
No, my answer machine. Hello, my phone machine's going off. I'm Michael. I'm playing Master Ford.
Wonderful. And now, so unless there's anything else, Jackie, you want to say before we begin, let's just dive into the text.
I think we'll start on the Merry Wives of Windsor.
And we
And,
should oops.
okay, enter actus primus, scena prima, enter Justice Shallow, Slender, and Sir Hugh Evans.
Sir Hugh, persuade me not. I will make a Star Chamber matter of it. If he were 20, Sir John Falstaffs, he shall not abuse Robert Shallow, Esquire.
In the county of Gloucester, justice of peace and quorum.
I, cousin Slender, and Clusterorum.
I, and Ratalorum too, and a gentleman born, Master Parson, who writes himself Armigero in any bill, warrant, quittance, or obligation Armigero.
I that I do, and I have done any time these 300 years.
All his successors gone before him hath done it, and all his ancestors that have come after him may. They may give the dozen white looses in their coat.
It is an old coat.
The dozen white louses do become an old coat well. It agrees well, Passant. It is a familiar beast to man and signifies love.
The loose is a fresh fish. No, as you.
The loose is a fresh fish. The salt fish is an old coat.
I may court her, cuz.
You may, by marrying.
It is marring indeed, if he quarter it.
Not a wit.
Yes, fair lady. If he has a quarter of your coat, there is but 3 skirts to yourself, in my simple conjectures. But that is all one. If Sir John Falstaff have committed disparagements unto you, I am of the church and will be glad to do my benevolence to make atonements and compromises between you.
The council shall hear it. It is a riot.
'Tis not meet the council hear a riot. There is no fear of God in a riot. The council, look you, shall desire to hear the fear of God and not to hear a riot. Take your vizaments in that.
Ah, on my life, if I were young again, the sword should end it.
It is better that friends is the sword and end it. And there is also another device in my brain, which peradventure brings good discretions with it. There is Anne Page, which is daughter to Master Thomas Page, which is pretty virginity.
Mistress Anne Page. She has brown hair and speaks small like a woman.
Is that fairy person for all the world, just as you will desire, and 700 pounds of monies and gold and silver is her grandsire upon his deathbed. God to deliver to a joyful resurrection, give when she is able to overtake 17 years old. It were a good motion if we leave our pribbles and pravels and desire a marriage between Master Abraham and Mistress Anne Page.
Did her grandsire leave her 700 pound?
Aye, and her father is make her a better penny.
I know the young gentlewoman. She has good gifts.
Oh, 700 pounds and possibilities is good gifts.
Wow.
Let us see, honest Master Page. Is Falstaff there?
Shall I tell you a lie? I do despise a liar as I do despise one that is false, or as I despise one that is not true. The knight, Sir John, is there, and I beseech you to be ruled by your well-willers. I will peep the door for Master Page. What ho! God bless your house here.
Master Page comes in.
Who's there?
Here is Scott's blessing and your friend and Justice Shallow, and here young Master Slender, that peradventures shall tell you another tale, if matters grow to your likings.
I am glad to see your worships well. I thank you for my venison, Master Shallow.
Master Page, I am glad to see you. Much good do it your good heart. I wished your venison better, it was ill killed. How doth good Mistress Page? And I thank you always with my heart, la, with my heart.
Sir, I thank you.
Sir, I thank you. By ye and no, I do.
I am glad to see you, good Master Slender.
How does your fellow greyhound, sir? I heard say he was outrun at Costal.
It could not be judged, sir.
You'll not confess. You'll not confess.
That he will not. 'Tis your fault. 'Tis your fault. 'Tis a good dog.
A cur, sir.
Sir, he's a good dog and a fair dog. Can there be more said? He is good and fair. Is Sir John Falstaff here?
Master Page. Master Page seems to be frozen.
Kenneth, you.
Can, sir, he is within, and I could do a good office between you. It is spoke as a Christians ought to speak.
He hath wronged me, Master Page.
Sir, he doth in some sort confess it.
If it be confessed, it is not redressed. It is not, is that not so, Master Page? He hath wronged me. Indeed he hath. At a word he hath. Believe me, Robert Shallow Esquire saith he is wronged.
Here comes Sir John.
Now, Master Shallow, you complain of me to the king?
Knight, you have beaten my men, killed my deer, and broke open my lodge.
But not kissed your keeper's daughter.
Tut, a pin. This shall be answered.
I will answer it straight. I have done all this. That is now answered.
The council shall know this.
It were better for you if it were known in council. You'll be laughed at.
Pauca verba, Sir John. Good worts.
Good worts? Good cabbage. Slender, I broke your head. What matter have you against me?
Marry, sir, I have a matter in my head against you and against your conny-catching rascals Bardolph, Nim, and Pistol.
Bardolph.
You banberry cheese!
Aye, it is no matter.
Oh no, Mephistopheles!
Aye, it is no matter. Slice, I say, poker, slice, that's my humor. We're simple, my man. Can you tell, cousin?
Peace, I pray you. Now let us understand. There is 3 umpires in this matter, as I understand it. That is Master Page, fiddle-is-it Master Page. There is myself, fiddle-is-it myself. And the 3 party is, lastly and finally, my host of the garter.
We 3 to hear it and end it between them.
Very good. I will make a brief of it in my notebook, and we will afterwards work upon the cause with as great discreetly as we can.
Pistol, he hears with ears.
The devil in his tam. What phrase is this? He hears with ears. Why, it is affectations.
Pistol, did you pick Master Slender's purse?
I by these gloves, did he? Or I might never come in mine own great chamber again, else of 7 groats and nil 6pence, and 2 Edward shovelboards that cost me 2 shilling and 2 pence a piece of Jeff Miller by these gloves.
Is this true, Pistol?
No, it is false if it is a pick purse.
Ha! Thou mountain foreigner! Sir John and master of mine, I combat challenge of this Lenten Bilbo. Word of denial in thy labrys here, word of denial. Froth and scum, thou liest.
By these gloves, then, 'twas he. Be sure, and past good humors, I will say, Mary, trap with you if you run the nut hooks. How humoury, that is the very best note of it. By this hack, then he in the red face had it. For though I cannot remember what I did when you made me drunk, yet I am not altogether an ass.
What say you, Scarlet and John?
Why, sir, for my part, I say the gentleman had drunk himself out of his 5 sentences.
This is 5 senses. Fie, what the ignorance is.
And being fat, sir, was, as they say, cashiered, and so conclusions passed the car ears.
Aye, you speak Latin then too, but 'tis no matter. I'll ne'er be drunk whilst I live again, but in honest civil godly company for this trick. If I be drunk, I'll be drunk with those that have the fear of God, and not with drunken knaves.
Oh, God judge me, that is a virtuous mind.
You hear all these matters denied. Gentlemen, you will hear it.
Nay, daughter, carry the wine in. We'll drink within.
Oh, heaven. This is Mistress Anne Page.
Oh, now, Mistress Ford.
Mistress Ford, by my troth, you are very well met. By your leave, good mistress.
Wife, bid these gentlemen welcome. Come, we have a hot venison pasty to dinner. Come, gentlemen, I hope we shall drink down all unkindness.
I had rather than 40 shillings. I had my book of songs and sonnets here. And a simple, where have you been? I must wait on myself. Must I? You have not the book of riddles about you, have you?
Book of riddles? Why did you not lend it to Alice Shortcake upon All Hallowmas last? A fortnight for Michaelmas?
Come, cuz, we stay for you. A word with you, cuz, marry this, cuz. There is, as 'twere a tender, kind of tender, made up far off by Sir Hugh here. Do you understand me? Oh, goodness, that wasn't even my line. Sorry. That was, are you there, Shallow?
Shallow, you got
No, I just go ahead, Slender. Keep going.
I'm so sorry. I thought it was, well, sir, you should find me reasonable. If it be so, I shall do that it is reason.
Nay, but understand me.
So I do, sir.
Give ear to his motions, Master Slender. I will description the matter to you, if you be capacity of it.
Nay, I will do as my cousin Shallow says. I pray you pardon me, he's a justice of the peace in his country, simple though I stand here.
But that is not the question. The question is concerning your marriage.
Aye, there's the point, sir.
Mary, is it? The very point of it. To Mistress Anne Page.
Why, if it be so, I will marry her upon any reasonable demands.
But can you affection the woman? Let us command to know that of your mouth or of your lips, for diverse philosophers hold that the lips is parcel of the mouth. Therefore, precisely can you carry your good will to that maid.
Cousin Abraham Slender, can you love her?
I hope so, sir. I will do it as it should become one that would do reason.
Hey, God's lords and his ladies, you must speak positable if you can carry her your desires towards her.
And that you must. Will you, upon good dowry, marry her?
I will do a greater thing than that upon your request, cousin, in any reason.
Nay, conceive me, sweet cuz. What I do is to pleasure you, cuz. Can you love the maid?
I will marry her, sir, at your request. But if there be no great love in the beginning, yet heaven may decrease it upon better acquaintance when we are married and have more occasion to know one another. I hope upon familiarity will grow more content. But If you say marry her, I will marry her, that I am freely dissolved and dissolutely.
It is a very discretion answer, save the fall is in the world dissolutely. The ort is, according to our meaning, resolutely. His meaning is good.
I think my cousin meant well.
Aye, or else I might be hanged. La.
Here comes fair Mistress Anne. Would I were young for your sake, Mistress Anne.
Dinner is on the table. My father desires your worship's company.
I will wait on him, fair Mistress Anne.
God's blessed will, I will not be absent at the grace.
Will't please your worship to come in, sir?
No, I thank you forsooth heartily. I am very well.
The dinner attends you, sir.
I'm not hungry. Thank you. Forsooth, go, Sarah. Justice of the peace sometime may be beholden to his friend. For a man, I keep but 3 men and a boy, yet, till my mother be dead. But what though? Yet I live like a poor gentleman born.
I may not go in without your worship. They will not sit till you come.
Faith, I'll eat nothing. I thank you as much as though I did.
I pray you, sir, walk in.
I'd rather walk here. Thank you. I bruised my shin the other day with playing at my sword and dagger with a masked fence. 3 pennies for a dish of stewed prunes, and by my troth, I cannot abide the smell of hot meat since. Why do you dogs bark so? Be they bears in the town?
I think there are. Sir, I heard them talked of.
I love the sport well, but I shall soon as quarrel at it as any man in England. You're afraid if you see the bear loose, are you not?
Aye, indeed, sir.
That's meat and drink to me now. I've seen Sackerson loose 20 times, and I've taken him by the chain. But I warrant you, the women have so cried and shrieked at it that it passed. But women indeed cannot abide him. They are very ill-favored rough things.
Come, gentle Master Slender,
Master
come.
Slender, come, we stay
Stay
for
for
you.
you.
I'll eat nothing, I thank you, sir.
By cock and pie you shall not choose, sir. Come, come.
Nay, pray lead the way.
Come on, sir.
Mr. Sam, yourself shall go first.
Not I, sir. Pray you keep on.
Truly, I will not go first, truly, la. I will not do you that wrong.
I pray you, sir.
I'll rather be unmannerly than troublesome. You do yourself wrong, indeed, la.
Scene Segunda. Enter Evans and Simple.
Go your ways and ask of Dr. Caius' house, which is the way, and where dwells one Mistress Quickly, which is in the manner of his nurse, or his dry nurse, or his cook, or his laundry, his washer, and his ringer.
Well, sir.
Nay, it is better yet. Give her this letter, for it is a woman that is altogether acquaintance with Mistress Anne Page, and the letter is to desire and require her to solicit her master's desires to Mistress Anne Page. I pray you be gone. I will make an end of my dinner. There's pippins and cheese to come.
Scene Tertia. Enter Falstaff, Hope, Bardolph, Nym, Pistol, and Page.
Mine host of the Garter.
What says my bully rook? Speak scholarly and wisely.
Truly, mine host, I must turn away some of my followers.
Discard, bully Hercules. Cashier, let him wag. Trot, trot.
I sit at £10 a week.
Thou'rt an emperor, Caesar, Kaiser, and Caesar. I will entertain Bardolph. He shall draw, he shall tap. Said I well, bully Hector?
Do so, my good mine host.
I have spoke. Let him follow. Let me see thee froth and live. I am at a word. Follow.
Bardolph, follow him. A tapster is a good trade. An old cloak makes a new jerkin. A withered serving man, a fresh tapster. Go, adieu.
It is a life that I have desired. I will thrive.
Oh, base Hungarian white. Wilt you the spigot wheel?
Who has gotten in drink is not the humor conceited.
I'm glad I am so acquit of this tinderbox. His thefts were too open. His filching was like an unskillful singer. He kept not time.
The good humor is to steal at a minute's rest.
Convey. The wise call it steelful. A FICO for that face.
Well, sir, I am almost out at heels.
Why then, kindness ensue.
There is no remedy. I must coney catch. I must shift.
Young ravens must have food.
Which of you know Ford of this town?
I ken the white, he is of substance good.
My honest lads, I will tell you what I'm about.
2 yards and more.
No quips now, Pistol. Indeed, I am in the waist 2 yards about, but I am now about no waste. I am about thrift, briefly. I do mean to make love to Ford's wife. I spy entertainment in her. She discourses, she carves, she gives the leer of invitation. I can construe the action of her familiar style, and the hardest voice of her behavior, to be English rightly, is I am Sir John Falstaff's.
He had studied her will and translated her will out of honesty into English.
The anchor is deep. Will that humor pass?
Now the report goes, she has all the rule of her husband's purse. She hath a legend of angels.
As many devils entertain, and to her boy say I.
The humor rises. This is good. Humor me, the angels.
I have writ me a letter to her, and here another to Page's wife, who even now gave me good eyes too, examined my part with most judicious Iliads. Sometimes the beam of her view gilded my foot, sometime my portly belly.
Then did the sun on dunghill shine.
Aye, thank you for that humor.
Oh, she did so course o'er my exteriors with such a greedy intention that the appetite of her eye did seem to scorch me up like a burning glass. Here's another letter to her. She bears the purse too. She is a region in Guyana, all gold and bounty. I will be cheaters to them both, and they shall be exchequers to me. They shall be my East and West Indies, and I will trade to them both. Go, bear thou this letter to Mistress Page, and thou this to Mistress Ford, and we will thrive, lads, we will thrive.
Shall I, sir, Panthers of Troy be come, and by my side wear steel? Then Lucifer take all.
I will run no base humor. Here, take the humor letter. I will keep the behavior of reputation.
Hold, sirrah. Bear you these letters tightly. Sail like my pinnace to these golden shores. Rogues, hence, avant, vanish like hailstones. Go, trudge, plod away in the hoof. Seek shelter, pack, Falstaff will learn the honor of the age. French thrift, you rogues, myself and skirted page.
Let vultures grip thy guts, for gourd and for golden holds, and high and low beguiles the rich, and poor tester I'll have in pouch when thou shalt lack. Thrice figured Turk.
I have operations which be humors of revenge.
Wilt thou revenge?
By Welkin and her star.
With wit or steel?
With both the humors, I will discuss the humor of this love to Ford.
And I to Page shall eke unfold how Falstaff, varlet vile, his dove will prove, his gold will hold, and his soft couch defile.
My humor shall not cool. I will incense Ford to deal with poison. I will possess him with yellowness, for the revolt of mine is dangerous. That is my true humor.
Ha! Thou art the Mars of malcontents. I second thee. Troop on!
Ah!
Sina quata enter. Mistress quickly and simple.
What, John Rugby, I pray you, go to the casement and see if you can see my master, Master Dr. Caius coming. If you do in faith and find anybody in the house, here there will be an old abusing of God's patience and the king's English.
I'll go watch.
Go, and we'll have a posset for it soon at night. In faith, at the latter end of a sickle fire, an honest, willing, kind fellow, as ever servant shall come in the house withal. And I warrant you, no telltale nor breed bait. His worst fault is that he is given to prayer. He is something peevish that way, but nobody but has his fault. But let this pass. Peter Simple, you say your name is?
I, for fault of a better.
And Master Slender is your master?
I, forsooth.
Does he not wear a great round beard like a glover's paring knife?
No, forsooth. He hath but a little wee face, with a little yellow beard, a cane-colored beard.
A softly sprited man, is he not?
Aye, forsooth. But he is as tall a man of his hands as any is between this and his head. He hath fought with a warrener.
How say you? Oh, I should remember him. Does he not hold his head up this way, as it were, and strut his gait?
Yes, indeed, does he.
Well, heaven send Anne Page no worse fortune. Tell Master Parson Evans I will do what I can for your master. Anne is a good girl, and I wish.
Out, alas. Here comes my master.
We shall all be sent. Run in here. Good young man, go into this closet. He will not stay long. What, John Rugby? John, what John, I say? Go, John, go inquire for my master. I doubt he is but well, but he does not come home. And now down, down, down.
Oh, what is it you sing? I do not like this noise. Pray you go and fetch me in my closet and botier verd. A box, a green box. Do you intend what I speak? A green box?
I forsooth I'll fetch it to you. I am glad he went not in himself. If he had found the young man, he would have been horn mad.
Fi, malfoy, il fait faux et hando. Je m'envoie les corps les grandes affaires.
Is this it, sir?
Oui, mets-le à mon poche. Dépêche quickly. What is that knave, Rugby?
What, John Rugby? John?
Oh, here, sir.
You are John Rugby, and you are Jack Rugby. Come, take your rapier and come after my heel to the court.
'Tis ready, sir, here in the porch.
By my trot, I tarry do long odds me. Que j'oublie? There are some simples in my closet that I will not for the world I shall leave behind.
I mean, he'll find the young man there and be mad.
Oh, diable, diable, what is in my closet? Villainy, Laroon, Rugby, my rapier.
Good master, be content.
Wherefore shall I be content?
The young man is an honest man.
What shall this honest man do in my closet? There is no honest man that shall come in my closet.
I beseech you not to be so phlegmatic. Hear the truth of it. He came on an errand to me from Parson Hugh.
Well?
I forsooth, to desire her to
peace, I pray you.
Peace of your tongue. Speak of your tale.
To desire this honest gentlewoman, your maid, to speak a good word to Mistress Anne Page for my master in the way of marriage.
This is all indeed law, but I'll ne'er put my finger in the fire and need not.
Sir Hugh send, are you? Rugby, borrow me some paper. Tarry you a little while.
I am glad he's so quiet. If he had been thoroughly moved, you should have heard him so loud and so melancholy. But notwithstanding, man, I'll do you, your master, what I can. And the very yea and the no is ye French doctor, my master. I may call him my master, look you, for I keep his house. I wash, wring, brew, bake, scour, dress, meat and drink, make the beds, and do all myself.
'Tis a great charge to come under one body's hand.
Are you advised of that? You shall find it a great charge, and to be up early and down late, but notwithstanding, to tell you in your ear, I would have no word of it. My master himself is in love with Mistress Anne Page, but notwithstanding, but that I know Anne's mind, that's neither here nor there.
You jackanapes, give her this letter to Sir Hugh. By gar, it is a challenge. I will cut his throat in the park. And I will teach a scurry jackanape priest to meddle, or Meg, you may be gone. It is not good you tarry here. By God, I will cut all his 2 stones. By God, he shall not have a stone to throw at his dog.
Alas, he speaks but for his friend.
It is no matter of that. Do not you tell me that I shall have Anne Page for myself. By God, I will kill the Jacques priest. And I have appointed mine host of the Jacques to measure our weapon. By God, I will myself have Anne Page.
Sir, the maid loves you, and all shall be well. We must give folks leave to prate. What the goodier?
Rugby, come to the court with me. By God, if I have not Anne Page, I shall turn your head out of my door. Follow my heels, Rugby.
You shall have Annefull's head of your own. No, I know Anne's mind for that. Never a woman in Windsor knows more of Anne's mind than I do, nor can do more than I do with her, I thank heaven.
Who's within there, ho?
Who's there, I trow? Come near the house, I pray you.
How now, good woman, how dost thou?
The better that it please your good worship to ask.
What news? How does pretty Mistress Anne?
In truth, sir, she is pretty and honest and gentle, and one that is your friend. I can tell you that, by the way. I praise heaven for it.
Shall I do any good, thinkest thou? Shall I not lose my suit?
Truth, sir, all is in his hands above. But notwithstanding, Master Fenton, I'll be sworn in a book she loves you. Have not your worship a wart above your eye?
Yes, Mary, have I. What of that?
Well, therefore hangs a tale. Good faith, it is such another Nan, but I detest. An honest maid is never broke bread. We have an hour's talk of that wart. I shall never laugh but in that maid's company. But indeed she has given too much to melancholy and musing. But for you, well, go to.
Well, I shall see her today. Hold, there's money for thee. Let me have thy voice in my behalf. If thou seest her before me, commend me.
Will I? I faith that we will. And I would tell your worship more of that wart the next time we have confidence and of other wooers.
Well, farewell. I am in great haste now.
Farewell to your worship. Truly an honest gentleman, but Anne loves him not. For I know Anne's mind as well as another's do. Out upon it, what have I forgot?
Actor Secundus, seen Prima enter Mistress Page with a letter. What have I escaped love letters in the holiday time of my beauty, and am now a subject for them? Oh, let me see. Ask me no reason why I love you, for the love you's reason for his precision. He admits him not for his counselor. You're not young, no more am I. Go to, then there's sympathy. You are merry, so am I, ha ha, then there's more sympathy. You love sack, and so do I. Would you desire better sympathy? Let it suffice thee, Mistress Page, at the least, that the love of soldier can suffice. That I love thee. I will not say pity me, 'tis not a soldier-like phrase, but I say love me by me. My own true knight, by day or night, or any kind of light, with all his might, but thee to fight. John Falstaff. Oh. What a riot of jewelry is this? Oh, wicked, wicked world. One that is well nigh worn to pieces with age to show himself a young gallant. What an unweight behavior has this Flemish drunkard picked. What the devil's name had in my conversation that he dares in this manner assay me? Why hath not been thrice in my company? What should I say to him? I was in frugal of my mirth. Oh, heaven forgive me. Well, exhibit a bill in the parliament for the putting down of men. Oh, how shall I be revenged on him? For revenge I will be as sure as its guts are made of puddings.
Mistress Page, trust me. I was going to your house.
Oh, and trust me, I was coming to you. You look very ill. Oh.
Nay, I'll ne'er believe that. I have to show to the contrary.
Faith, but you do in my mind.
Well, I do then. Yet I say, I could show you to the contrary. Oh, Mistress Page, give me some counsel.
Oh, what's the matter, woman?
Oh, woman, if it were not for one trifling respect, I could come to such honor.
Oh, hang the trifle, woman. Take the honor. What is it? Dispense with trifles. What is it?
If I would but go to hell for an eternal moment or so, I could be knighted.
Oh, what thou liest. Sir Alice Ford, these knights will hack until thou shouldst not alter the article of thy gentry.
We burn daylight. Here, read. Perceive how I might be knighted. I shall think the worse of fat men, as long as I have an eye to make difference of men's liking. And yet, he would not swear, praise women's modesty, and give such orderly and well-behaved reproof to all uncomeliness, that I would have sworn his disposition would have gone to the truth of his words. But they do no more adhere and keep place together than the 100 psalms to the tune of Greensleeves. What tempest, I trow, through this whale, with so many tons of oil in his belly, ashore at Windsor. How shall I be revenged on him? I think the best way were to entertain him with hope, till the wicked fire of lust have melted him in his own grease. Did you ever hear the like?
Letter for letter, but that the name of Page and Ford differ. To that great comfort in this mystery of ill opinions is the twin brother of thy letter. But let thine inherit first, for I protest mine never shall. I warrant he hath 1,000 of these letters written with blank spaces for different names, sure more. And these are the second edition. He will print them out, no doubt, for he cares not what he puts in the press when he would put us to. I'd rather be a giantess and lie under Mount Pelion. Well, 120 lascivious turtles ere one chaste man.
Why, this is the very same, the very hand, the very words. What doth he think of us?
Nay, no, not. It makes me almost ready to wrangle with mine own honesty. I'll entertain myself like one that I am not acquainted withal. For sure, unless he knows some strain in me that I know not myself, he would never have boarded me in this fury.
Boarding, call you it? I'll be sure to keep him above deck.
So will I. If he comes under my hatches, I'll never to see again. Oh, let's be revenged on him. Let's appoint him a meeting, give him a show of comfort in his suit, and lead him on with a fine baited delay till he has pawned his horses to mine host of the Garter.
Nay, I will consent to act any villainy against him that may not sully the chasteness of our honesty. Oh, that my husband saw this letter, it would give eternal food to his jealousy.
Oh, I look where he comes, and my good man too. He's as far from jealousy as I am from giving him cause, and that I hope is an unmeasurable distance.
You are the happier woman.
Let's consult together against this greasy knight. Come hither.
Well, I hope it be not so.
Hope is a curdle dog in some affairs. Sir John affects thy wife.
Sir, my wife is not young.
He woos both high and low, both rich and poor, both young and old. One with another Ford, he loves the galley more free. Ford prepend.
Love my wife?
With liver burning hot, prevent. Or go thou like Sir Actaeon he, with ringwood at thy heels. Oh, Odious is the name.
What name, sir?
On, I say. Farewell. Take heed, have open eyes, for thieves do foot by night. Take heed ere summer comes, or cuckoo birds do sing. Away, Sir Carper-Nim! Believe it, page. He speaks sense.
I will be patient. I will find out this.
And this is true. I like not the humor of lying. He hath wronged me in some humors. I should have borne the humored letter to her, but I have a sword, and it shall bite upon my necessity. He loves your wife. There's the short and the long. My name is Corporal Nim. I speak and I avouch 'tis true. My name is Nim, and Falstaff loves your wife. Adieu. I love not the humor of bread and cheese. Adieu.
The humor of it, quotha. Here's a fellow frights humor out of his wits.
I will seek out Falstaff.
I never heard such a drawling, affecting rogue.
But if I do find it, well,
I will not believe such a Catayan, though the priest of the town commended him for a true man.
'Twas a good, sensible fellow. Well,
how now, Meg?
Way to go, you George. Huck you.
Mr. Sword?
I'm sorry. Oh, Faith, thou hast some crotchets in thy head.
What? No, yeah, I didn't hear.
Oh, now, sweet Frank, why art thou melancholy?
I? Melancholy?
Yeah.
I am not melancholy. Get you. Home. Go.
Faith, thou hast some crotchets in thy head. Now, will you go, Mistress Page?
I'll have with you. You'll come to dinner, George. Look who comes yonder. She shall be our messenger to this paltry night.
Oh, trust me, I thought on her. She'll fit it.
You have come to see my daughter Anne?
Forsooth, and I pray how do's good Mistress Anne?
Oh, go in with us and see. We have an hour's talk with you.
How now, Master Ford?
You heard what this knave told me, did you not?
Yes, and you heard what the other told me.
Do you think there is truth in them?
Hang 'em, slaves. I do not think the knight would offer it, but these that accuse him in his attempt towards our wives are a yoke of his discarded men. Very rogues now they be out of service.
Were they his men?
Marry, were they?
I like it never the better for that. Does he lie at the Garter?
Aye, marry, does he. If he should intend this voyage towards my wife, I would turn her loose to him, and what he gets of her more than sharp words, let it lie on my head.
I do not misdoubt my wife, but I would be loath to turn them together. Men may be too confident. I would have nothing lie on my head. I cannot be thus satisfied.
Look where my ranting host of the Garter comes. There is either liquor in his pate or money in his purse when he looks so merrily. How now, mine host?
How now, bully rook? Thou'rt a gentleman, cavaliero justice, I say.
I follow, mine host, I follow. Good evening and 20, good Master Page. Master Page, will you go with us? We have sport in hand.
Tell him, cavaliero justice. Tell him, bully rook.
Sir, there is a fray to be fought between Sir Hugh, the Welsh priest, and Caius, the French doctor.
Michael?
Good mine, host of the Garter, a word with you.
What says thou, my bully rook?
Will you go with us to behold it? My merry host hath had the measuring of their weapons, and I think hath appointed them contrary places. For believe me, I hear the parson is no jester, hark. I will tell you what your sport shall be.
Hast thou no suit against my knight, my guest cavalier?
None. I protest. But I'll give you a prattle of burn sake to give me recourse to him, and tell him my name is Broom. only for a jest.
My hand, bully. Thou shalt have egress and regress. Said I well, and thy name shall be Broom. It is a merry night. Will you go and heirs?
Have you, mine host? Have you with mine host?
I have heard the Frenchman hath good skill in his rapier.
But sir, I could have told you more in these the times you stand on distance. Your passes, staccatos, and I know not what. 'Tis the heart, Master Page, 'tis here. I have seen the time. With my long sword, I would have made you 4 tall fellows scape like rats.
Here, boys, here. Shall we wag?
Have with you. I'd rather hear them scolds than fights.
Though Page be a secure fool and stand so firmly on his wife's frailty, yet I cannot put off my opinion so easily. She was in his company at Page's house, and what they made there, I know not. Well, I will look further into it, and I have a disguise to sound Falstaff. If I find her honest, I lose not my labor. If she be otherwise, 'tis labor well bestowed.
Scene secundum. Enter Falstaff, Pistol, Robin, quickly, Bardolph, and Ford.
I will not lend thee a penny.
Why then the world's mine oyster, which I with sword will open.
Not a penny. I have been content, sir. You should lay my countenance to pawn. I have grated upon my good friends for 3 reprieves for you and your coach fellow Nim, or else you had looked through the grate like a Gemini of baboons. I am damned in hell for swearing to gentlemen, my friends. You were good soldiers and tall fellows. And when Mistress Bridget lost the handle of her hairband, I took it upon my honor thou hadst it not.
Didst thou not share? Hast thou not 15 pence?
Reason, you rogue, reason. Thinkest thou I'll endanger my soul gratis? At a word, hang no more about me. I am no gibbet for you. Go, a short knife and a throng to your manor of picket hatch. Go, you'll not bear a letter for me, you rogue. You stand upon your honor. Why, thou unconfinable baseness, it is as much as I can do to keep the terms of my honor precise. I myself sometimes, leaving the fear of heaven on the left hand and hiding my honor in my necessity, am fain to shuffle, to hedge, and to lurch. And yet, you rogue will ensconce your rags, your countermountain looks, your red lattice phrases, and your bold beating oaths under the shelter of your honor? You will not do it, you?
I do relent. What would thou more of the man?
Sir, here's the woman would speak with you.
Let her approach.
Give your worship good morrow.
Good morrow, good wife.
Not so, and please your worship.
Good maid, then.
I'll be sworn, as my mother was the first hour I was born.
I do believe the swearer. What with me?
Shall I vouchsafe your worship a word or two?
2,000, fair woman, and I'll vouchsafe thee the hearing.
There is one Mistress Ford, sir. I pray come a little nearer this ways. I myself dwell with Master Dr. Caius.
Well, on. Mistress Ford, you say?
Your worship says very true. I pray your worship come a little nearer this ways.
I warrant thee, nobody hears. Mine own people, mine own people.
Are they so? Heaven bless them and make them his servants.
Well, Mistress Ford, what other?
Why, sir, she's a good creature. Lord, your worship's a wanton. Well, heaven forgive you, and all of us, I pray.
Mistress Ford, come, Mistress Ford.
Mary, this is the short of it and the long of it. You have brought her into such a canaries as 'tis wonderful. The best courtiers of them all, when the court lay at Windsor, could never have brought her to such a canary. Yet there have been nights, and lords and gentlemen with their coaches. I warrant you, coach after coach, letter after letter, gift after gift, smelling so sweetly, all musk and so rustling. I warrant you in silk and gold, and in such elegant terms, and in such wine and sugar of the best and the fairest, that could have won any woman's heart. And I warrant you, they could never get an eye wink of her. I had myself 20 angels given me this morning, but I defy all angels in any such sort, as they say, but in the way of honesty. And I warrant you, they could never get her so much as sip on a cup with the proudest of them all. And yet there has been earls, nay, which is more pensioners, but I warrant you, all is one with her.
But what says she to me? Be brief, my good she Mercury.
Mary, she hath received your letter. For she says she thanks you 1,000 times, and she gives you to notify that her husband will be absent from his house between 10 and 11.
10 and 11.
Aye, forsooth. And then you may come and see the picture, she says, that you want of. Master Ford, her husband, will be from home. Alas, the sweet woman leads an all life with him. He's as a very jealousy man. She leads a very frampled life with him, good heart.
10 and 11. Woman, commend me to her. I will not fail her.
Why, you say well, but I have another messenger to your worship. Mistress Page hath her hearty commendations to you, and let me tell you in your ear. She's as virtuous a civil, modest wife, and one, I tell you, that will not misuse your morning or evening prayer as any in Windsor, who will e'er be the other. And she bade me, your worship, that her husband is seldom from home, but she hopes that there will come a time. I never knew a woman so dote upon a man. Surely I think you have charms, La. Yes, in truth.
Not I assure thee, setting the attraction of my good parts aside, I have no other charms.
Blessing on your heart for it.
But I pray thee, tell me this, has Ford's wife and Page's wife acquainted each other? How they love me?
That there were a jest indeed. They have not so little grace, I hope, that there was a trick indeed. But Mistress Page would desire you to send her your little page of all loves. Her husband has a marvelous affection to the little page, and truly Master Page is an honest man. Never a wife in Windsor leads a better life than she does. Do what she will, say what she will, take all, pay all, go to bed when she list, rise when she list. All is as she will, and truly she deserves it. For there is never a kind woman in Windsor. She is one. You must send her your page, no remedy.
Why, I will.
Nay, but do so then, and look you, he may come and go between you both, and in any case have a nay word, that you may know one another's mind. And the boy need not to understand anything, for 'tis not good that children know any wickedness. Old folks, have discretion, as they say, and know the world.
Fare thee well, commend me to them both. There's my purse, I am yet thy debtor. Boy, go along with this woman, this news distracts me.
This punk is one of Cupid's carriers. Clap on more sails, pursue, up with your sights. Give fire, she is my prize, or ocean will them all.
Sayest thou so, old Jack? Go thy ways. I'll make more of thy old body than I have done. Will they yet look after thee? Wilt thou, after the expense of so much money, be now a gainer? Good body, I thank thee. Let them say 'tis grossly done, so it be fairly done, no matter.
Sir John, there's one Master Broom below, would fain speak with you, and be acquainted with you, and hath sent your worship a morning's draught of sack.
Broom is his name?
Aye, sir.
Call him in. Such brooms are welcome to me, that o'erflows such liquor. Ah, Mistress Ford and Mistress Page, have I encompassed you? Go to. Yeah.
Bless you, sir.
And you, sir, would you speak with me?
I make bold to press with so little preparation upon you.
You're welcome. What's your will? Give us leave, drawer.
Sir, I am a gentleman that have spent much. My name is Broom.
Good Master Broom, I desire more acquaintance of you.
Good Sir John, I sue for yours. Not to charge you, for I must let you understand I think myself in better plight for a lender than you are. The which hath something emboldened me to this unseasoned intrusion, for they say, if money go before, all ways do lie open.
Money is a good soldier, sir, and will on.
Troth, and I have a bag of money here troubles me. If you will help me to bear it, Sir John, take all, or half, for easing me of the carriage.
Sir, I know not how I may deserve to be your porter.
I will tell you, sir, if you will give me the hearing.
Speak, good Master Broom, I shall be glad to be your servant.
Sir, I hear you are a scholar. I will be brief with you. And you have been a man long known to me. Though I had never so good means as to desire to make myself acquainted with you, I shall discover a thing to you where I must very much lay open mine own imperfection. But, good Sir John, as you have one eye upon my follies, as you heard them unfold, turn another into the register of your own, that I may pass for the brief proof, the easier with yourself know how easy it is to be such an offender.
Very well, sir, proceed.
There's a gentlewoman in this town. Her husband's name is Ford.
Well, sir.
I have long loved her, and I protest to you, bestowed much on her, followed her with a doting observance, engrossed opportunities to meet her, feared every slight occasion that could not niggardly give me sight of her, not only brought many presents to give her, but have largely to many to know what she would have given. Briefly, I have pursued her as love has pursued me, which has been on the wing of all occasions. But whatsoever I have merited, either in my mind or in my meed, I am sure I have received none. And experience be a jewel that I have purchased at an infinite rate, and that has taught me to say this: love like a shadow flies, when substance loves pursues, pursuing that flies, and flying what pursues.
Have you received no promise of satisfaction at her hands?
Never.
Have you importuned her to such a purpose?
Never.
Of what quality was your love, then?
Oh, like a fair house built on another man's ground, so that I have lost my edifice by mistaking the place where I erected it.
To what purpose have you unfolded this to me?
When I have told you that, I have told you all. Some say that though she appears honest to me, yet in other places she enlarges her mirth so far that there is shrewd construction made of her. Now, Sir John, here is the heart of my purpose. You are a gentleman of excellent breeding, admirable discourse, of great admittance, authentic in your place and person, generally allowed for your many warlike, court-like, and learned preparations.
Oh, sir.
Believe it, for you know it. There's money. Spend it. Spend it. Spend more. Spend all I have. Only give me so much of your time in exchange of it as to lay an amiable siege to the honesty of this Ford's wife. Use your art of wooing. Win her to consent to you. If any man may, you may as soon as any.
Would it apply well to the vehemency of your affection that I should win what you would enjoy? Methinks you prescribed yourself very preposterously.
Oh, understand my drift. She dwells so securely on the excellency of her honor that the folly of my soul dares not present itself. She is too bright to be looked against. Now, could I come to her with any detection in my hand, my desires had instant as an argument to command themselves, I could drive them from the ward of her purity, her reputation, her marriage vow, and 1,000 other her defenses, which now are too strongly embattled against me. What say you to it, Sir John?
Master Broom, I will first make bold with your money. Next, give me your hand. And last, as I am a gentleman, you shall, if you will, enjoy Ford's wife.
Oh, good sir.
I say you shall.
Want no money, Sir John. You shall want none.
Want no Mistress Ford, Master Broom. You shall want none. I shall be with her, I may tell you, by her own appointment. Even as you came into me, her assistant or go-between parted from me. I say I shall be with her between 10 and 11, for at that time the jealous rascally knave, her husband, will be forth. Come you to me at night, you shall know how I speed.
I am blessed in your acquaintance. Do you know Ford, sir?
Hang him, poor cuckoldly knave. I know him not, yet I wrong him to call him poor. They say the jealous wittly knave hath masses of money, for with the which his wife seems to be well favored. I will use her as the key of the cuckoldly rogue's coffer, and there's my harvest home.
I would you knew, Ford, sir, that you might avoid him if you saw him.
Hang him, mechanical salt butter rogue. I will stare him out of his wits. I will awe him with my cudgel. It shall hang like the meteor or the cuckold's horns. Master Broom, thou shalt know I will predominate over the peasant, and thou shalt lie with his wife. Come to me soon at night. Ford's a knave, and I will aggravate his style. Thou, Master Broom, shalt know him for knave and cuckold. Come to me soon at night.
What a damned Epicurean rascal is this! My heart is ready to crack with impatience. Who says this is improvident jealousy? My wife has sent to him. The hour is fixed. The match is made. Would any man have thought this? See the hell of having a false woman? My bed shall be abused, my coffers ransacked, my reputation gnawed at, and I shall not only receive this villainous wrong, but stand under the adoption of this abominable terms, and by him does me this wrong. Terms, names, Mamion sounds well, Lucifer well, Barbarizon well, yet they are devil's additions, the names of fiends. But cuckold, whistle, cuckold, the devil himself has not such a name. Page is an ass, a secure ass. He will trust his wife. He will not be jealous. I will rather trust a Fleming with my butter, Parson Hugh the Welshman with my cheese, an Irishman with my aquavata bottle, or a thief to work my ambling gelding than my wife with herself. Then she plots, then she ruminates, then she devises. And what they think in their hearts they may affect. They will break their hearts, but they will affect. Heavens be praised for my jealousy. 11 o'clock the hour. I will prevent this. Detect my wife, be revenged on Falstaff, and laugh at Page. I will about it. Better 3 hours too soon than any minute too late. Five. Cuckold! Cuckold! Cuckold!
Scene 3. Enter Chaos, Rugby, Page, Shallow, Slender, and Host.
Jacques Rugby!
Sir?
That is the clock, Jacques.
'Tis past the hour, sir, that sir you promised to meet.
By God, he has saved his soul that he is not come. He has prayed his Bible well that he is not come. By God, Jacques Rugby is dead already if he be come.
He is wise, sir. He knew your worship would kill him if he came.
By God, the herring is not dead. So as I will kill him, take your rapier, Jacques. I will tell you how I will kill him.
Alas, sir, I cannot fence.
Villain, take your rapier.
Forbear, here's company.
Ah, bless thee, bully doctor.
Save you, Master Dr. Caius.
Page. Old Page, where art thou, Michael? Not knows where Kenneth. Kenneth, Page. Okay, Page, now good doctor.
Give you good morrow, sir.
That be all you 1, 2, 3, 4 come for?
To see thee fight, to see thee foin, to see thee traverse, to see thee here, to see thee there, to see thee pass thy puncto, thy stock, thy reverse, thy distance, thy montant. Is he dead, my Ethiopian? Is he dead, my Francisco? Ha, bully! What says my Asclepius, my Galilean, my heart of elder? Ha, is he dead, bully's tail? Is he dead?
By gar, he is the coward Jacques Priest of the world. He is not show his face.
Thou art a Castilian king, urinal, Hector of Greece, my boy.
I pray you bear witness that me have stayed 6 or 7, 2, 3 hours for him, and he is no come.
He is the wiser man, Master Doctor. He is a curer of souls, and you are a curer of bodies. If you should fight, you go against the hair of your professions. It is not true, Master Page.
Master Shallow, you have yourself been a great fighter, though now a man of peace.
Bodykins, Master Page. Though I now be old and of the peace. If I were sword out, my finger itches to make one. So we are justices and doctors and churchmen, Master Page. We have some salt of our youth in us. We are the sons of women, Master Page.
'Tis true, Master Shallow.
It will be found so, Master Page, Master Dr. Caius. I am come to fetch you home. I am sworn of the peace. You have showed yourself a wise physician, and Sir Hugh has shown himself a wise and patient churchman. You must go with me, Master Doctor.
Pardon, guest justice, a Monsieur Muckwater.
Muckwater? What is that?
Muckwater in our English tongue is valor, bully.
Oh, by gar, then I have as much muckwater as the Englishman, scurvy Jacques Dog Priest. By gar, me will cut his ears.
He will clap a claw thee tightly, bully.
Clapper the claw? What is that?
That is, he will make thee amends.
By gar, me do look he shall clapper the claw me, for by gar, me will have it.
And I will provoke him to it, or let him wag.
Me thank you for that.
And moreover, bully, but first, Master Guest and Master Page and E Cavaliero Slender, go you through the town to Frogmore.
Sir Hugh is there, is he?
He is there. See what humor he is in, and I will bring the doctor about by the fields. Will it do well?
We will do it.
Adieu, good Master Doctor.
I gar, me will kill the priest, for he speak for a jackanap to Anne Page.
Let him die. Sheath thy impatience. Throw cold water on thy collar. Go about the fields with me through Frogmore. I will bring thee where Mistress Anne Page is, at a farmhouse of feasting, and thou shalt woo her. Cried game, said I well.
Oh, by gar, me thank you for that. By gar, I love you, and I shall procure you the good guest, the ale, the knight, the lords, the gentlemen, my patients.
For the which I will be thy adversary toward Mistress Anne Page. Said I well?
By gar, 'tis good. Well said.
Let us wag then.
Come at my heels, Jacques Rugby.
Oh, Actus tertius, sina prima, enter Evans, simple Page, shallow, slender host, Caius Rugby.
I pray you now, good Master Slender Serving Man and friend Simple by your name, which way have you looked for Master Caius that calls himself the Doctor of Physic?
Marry, sir, the pity ward, the park ward, every way. Old Windsor way and every way but the town way.
I will most vehemently desire you will also look that way.
I will, sir.
Oh, bless my soul, how full of colors I am and trembling of mind. I shall be glad if he have deceived me. How melancholy I am. I will knock his urinals about his knave's custard when I have good opportunities for the work. Oh, bless my soul. Two shallow rivers, to whose falls melodious birds sing madrigals. There will we make our beds of roses and 1,000 fragrant posies. Oh, mercy on me. I have a great disposition to cry. Melodious birds sing madrigals. When as I sat in the pavilion, and as 1,000 fragrant posies. Oh, to shallow.
Yonder he is coming this way, sir. You.
He is welcome. Two shallow rivers, to whose falls heaven prosper the right. What weapons is he?
No weapons, sir. There comes my master, Master Shallow, and another gentleman from Frogmore over the stile this way.
Pray you, give me my gown, or else keep it in your arms.
Oh, no, Master Parson. Good morrow, good Sir Hugh. Keep a gamester from the dice and a good student from his book, and it is wonderful.
Ah, sweet Anne Page.
Save you, good Sir Hugh.
Bless you from his mercy's sake, all of you.
What? The sword and the word? Do you study them both, Master Parson?
And youthful still in your doublet and hose, this raw rheumatic day.
There is reasons and causes for it.
I come to you to do a good office, Master Parson.
Very well. Well, what is it?
Yonder is a most reverend gentleman who, belike having received wrong by some person, is at most odds with his own gravity and patience that ever you saw.
I have lived 80 years and upward. I never heard a man of his place, gravity, and learning so wide of his own respect.
Oh, what is he?
I think you know him, Master Dr. Caius, the renowned French physician.
God's will and his passion of my heart, I had as lief you would tell me of a mess of porridge.
Why?
He has no more knowledge of Hippocrates and Galen, and he is a knave beside, a cowardly knave, as the one you would desires to be acquainted withal.
I warrant you he's the man should fight with him.
Oh, sweet Anne Page.
It appears so by his weapons. Keep them asunder. Here comes Dr. Caius.
Nay, good Master Parson, keep in your weapon.
So do you, good Master Doctor.
Disarm them! Disarm them and let them question. Let them keep their limbs whole and hack our English.
I pray you, let me speak a word with your ear. Wherefore will you not meet me?
Pray you, use your patience in good time.
By God, you are the coward, the jackdog Jalip.
Oh, pray you, let us not be laughing stocks to other men's humors. I desire you in friendship, and I will one way or another make you amends. Or I will knock your urinal about your coxcomb.
Diable! Jacques Rusby, mine host deserter, have I not stayed for him to kill him? Have I not at the place I did appoint?
As I am a Christian soul, now look you, this is the place appointed, if be judgment by mine host of the Garter.
Peace, I say, Gallia and Gaul, French and Welsh, soul cutter and soul curer and body cutter.
Aye, that is very good. Excellent.
Peace, I say. Hear mine host of the Garter. Am I politic? Am I subtle? Am I a Machiavel? Shall I loose my doctor? No, he gives me the potions and the motions. Shall I loose my parson, my priest, my Sir Hugh? No, he gives me the proverbs and the no-verbs. Give me thy hand, Celestial. So, boys of art, I have deceived you both. I have directed you to wrong places. Your hearts are mighty, your skins are whole, and let burned sack be the issue. Come lay their swords to pawn. Follow me, lad of peace. Follow, follow, follow.
Trust me, mad host. Follow, gentlemen, follow.
Oh, sweet and page.
Do I perceive that? Have you make a sort of us?
This is well. He has made us his flouting stock. I desire you that we may be friends, and let us nug our brains together to be revenged on this same scurvy cogging companion, the host of the Garter.
By gar, with all my heart, he promised to bring me where is an page. By gar, he deceived me too.
Oh, well, I will smite his noddles, pray you follow.
Sina Segunda, Mistress Page, Robin, Ford, Page, Shallow, Slender, Host, Evans, and Chaos. Nay, keep your way, little gallant. You want to be a follower, but now you are a leader. Whether had you rather mine eyes or I your master's heels?
I had rather, forsooth, go before you like a man than follow him like a dwarf.
Wait a second, I just lost my script. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, you are a flattering boy. Now I see you be a courtier.
Well met, Mistress Page. Whither go you?
Oh, truly, sir, to see your wife. Is she at home?
Aye, and as idle as she may hang together for want of company. I think if your husbands were dead, you two would marry.
Oh, be sure of that. 2 other husbands.
Where had you this pretty weathercock?
I cannot tell you what the Dickens his name is. My husband had of him. What do you call your knights' names, Sirrah?
Sir John Falstaff.
Sir John Falstaff.
I could never hit on his name. There's such a league between my good man and he. Is your wife at home indeed?
Indeed, she is.
Oh, by your leave, sir, I am sick till I see her.
Has Page any brains? Has he any eyes? Has he any thinking? Sure, they sleep. He has no use of them. Why, this boy will carry a letter 20 miles as easy as a cannon will shoot point blank 12 score. He pieces out his wife's inclination. He gives her folly motion and advantage. And now she's going to my wife, and Falstaff's boy with her. A man may hear this show sing in the wind, and a man may hear the shower sing in the wind, and Falstaff's boy with her. Good plots they are laid, and our revolted wives shall share damnation together. Well, I will take him, then torture my wife, pluck the borrowed veil of modesty from the so seeming Miss Page, divulge Page himself for a secure and willful Actaeon, and to these violent proceedings all my neighbors shall cry a... The clock gives me my cue, and my assurance bids me search. There shall I find Falstaff. I shall be rather praised for this than mocked for it. It is as positive as the earth is firm that Falstaff is there. I will go.
Or meet Master Ford.
Master Ford.
Trust me. A good night. I have good cheer at home, and I pray you all go with me.
I must excuse myself, Master Ford.
And so must I, sir. We have appointed to dine with Mistress Anne, and I would not break with her for more money than I'll speak of.
We have lingered about a match between Anne Page and my cousin Slender. And this day we shall have our answer.
I hope I have your goodwill, Father Page.
You have, Master Slender. I stand wholly for you, but my wife, Master Doctor, is for you altogether.
I beggar and a maid is love of me. My nurse shall quickly tell me so much.
Host.
Tony?
Host. Sir Hugh, not Sir Hugh, the hostess. Where's Tony? Tony. Host.
What page, please?
61.
Okay. End of 60. Bottom of 60. Act 3, Scene 2, bottom of 60. What say you?
Farewell, my hearts. I will to my honest knight, Falstaff, and drink canary with him.
No?
You're in the wrong place.
What say you to young Master
Bottom
Fenton?
of 60.
What say you to young Master Fenton? He capers, he dances, he has eyes of youth, he writes verses, he speaks holiday, he smells April and May. He will carry it, 'Tis in his buttons he will carry it.
Not by my consent, I promise you. The gentleman is of no having. He kept company with the wild prince and poins. He is of too high a region. He knows too much. No, he shall not knit a knot in his fortunes with a finger of my substance. If he take her, let him take her simply. The wealth I have waits on my consent, and my consent goes not that way.
I beseech you heartily, some of you go home with me to dinner. Besides your chair, you shall have sport. I will show you a monster. Master Doctor, you shall go. So shall you, Master Page, and you, Sir Hugh.
Will fare you well. We shall have the freer wooing at Master Page's.
Go home, Jean Rugby. I come anon.
Farewell, my hearts. I will to my honest knight Falstaff and drink canary with him.
I think I shall drink in pipe wine first with him. I'll make him dance. Oh, will you go, gentles?
Have with you
See this monster?
Enter scene Tertia. Enter Mistress Ford, Mistress Page, servant Robin, Falstaff, Ford, Page, Caius, and Evans.
What John? What Robert?
Quickly! Is the buck basket?
I warrant. What Robin, I say?
Come!
Here, set it down.
Give your men the charge. We must be brief.
Mary, as I told you before, John and Robert, be ready here hard by in the brew house. And when I suddenly call you, come forth. And without any pause or staggering, take this basket on your shoulders. You done? Trudge with it in all haste and carry it among the Whitsters in Datchet Mead, and there empty it in the muddy ditch, close by the Thames side.
You will do it?
I had told them over and over. They lack no direction. Be gone and come when you're called.
Oh, here comes little Robin.
How now, my eyes musket? What news with you?
My master Sir John has come in at your back door, Mr. Ford, and requests your company.
Oh, you little jack-o'-lantern, have you been true to us?
Aye, I'll be sworn. My master knows not of your being here, and hath threatened to put me into everlasting liberty if I tell you of it, for he swears he'll turn me away.
Oh, thou art a good boy. The secrecy of thine shall be a tailor to thee, and shall make thee a new doublet and hose. I'll go hide me.
Do so. Go tell thy master I am alone. Mistress Page, remember your cue.
I warn thee, if I do not act it, hiss me.
Go to then. We'll use this unwholesome humidity, this gross, watery pumpion. We'll teach him to know turtles from jays.
Have I caught thee, my heavenly jewel? Well, now let me die, for I've lived long enough. This is the period of my ambition. Oh, this blessed hour.
Oh, sweet Sir John.
Mistress Ford, I cannot cog, I cannot prate. Mistress Ford, now shall I sin in my wish. I would thy husband were dead. I'll speak it before thy best lord. I would that make thee my lady.
I, your lady, Sir John? I should be a pitiful lady.
Let the court of France show me such another. I see how thine eye would emulate the diamond. Thou hast the right arched beauty of the brow that becomes the ship tire, the tire of thy valiant, or the tire of Venetian admittance.
Oh, a plain kerchief, Sir John. My brows become nothing else, nor that well neither.
Thou art a tyrant to say so. Thou wouldst make an absolute courtier, and the firm fixture of thy foot would give an excellent motion to thy gait in a semicircled farthingale. I'll see what thou wert if fortune thy foe were not nature thy friend. Come, thou canst not hide it.
Oh, believe me, there's no such thing in me.
What made me love thee? Let that persuade thee. There's something extraordinary in thee. Come, I cannot carve and say thou art this and that, like a many of those lisping hawthorn buds that come like woman's in men's apparel and smell like buckler's berry in simple time. I cannot, but I love thee, none but thee, and thou deservest it.
Oh, do not betray me, sir. I fear you love Mistress Page.
Thou mightest well say I love to walk by the counter gate, which is as hateful to me as the reek of a lime kiln.
Well, heaven knows how I love you, and you shall one day find it.
Keep that in mind, I'll deserve it.
Nay, I must tell you, so you do, or else I could not be in that mind.
Mistress Ford, here's Mistress Page at the door, sweating and blowing and looking wildly, and would need speak with you presently.
She shall not see me.
I will ensconce me behind the arras.
Pray you do so. She's a very tattling woman. What's the matter? How now?
Oh, Mistress Ford, what have you done? You're shamed, you're overthrown, you're undone forever.
What's the matter, good Mistress Page?
Oh, well a day, Mistress Ford, having an honest man to your husband to give him such cause of suspicion.
What cause of suspicion?
What cause of suspicion? Out upon you! How am I mistaken you?
Why, alas, what's the matter?
My husband's coming hither, woman, with all the officers in Windsor to search for a gentleman that he says is here now in your house. By your consent to take an ill advantage of his absence, you are undone.
'Tis not so, I hope.
Oh, pray heaven it be not so, that you have such a man here. But 'tis most certain your husband's coming with half Windsor at his heels to search for such a one. I come before to tell you, if you know yourself clear, why I'm glad of it. But if you have a friend here, convey him out. Be not amazed. Call all your senses to you. Defend your reputation or bid farewell to your good life forever.
What shall I do? There is a gentleman, my dear friend, and I fear not mine own shame to think so much as his peril. I had rather than £1,000 he were out of the house.
For shame, never stand. You had rather. Your husband's here at hand. Bethink you of some conveyance in the house you cannot hide him in. Oh, how you have deceived me. Look here in the basket. If it be of any reasonable stature, he may creep in here and throw foul linen upon him as if it were going to bucking. Or is it wedding time? Send them by your 2 men to dash a mead.
He's too big to go in there. What shall I do?
Let me see it. Oh, let me see it. I'll in. Follow your counsel. I'll in.
Oh, what, Sir John Falstaff? Are these your letters, knight?
Help me away. Let me creep in here. I'll never.
Help to convey your master, boy. Call your men, Mistress Ford, you dissembling knight.
What, John? What, Falstaff? Robert? John? Go, take up these clothes here, quickly. Where's the cowl staff? Look how you grumble. Carry them to the laundress and Datchet Mead. Quickly, come.
Pray you, come here. If I suspect without cause, why then make sport of me. Then let me be your jest. I deserve it. How now? Whether bear you this?
To the laundress, forsooth.
Why, what have you to do whether they bear it? You were best meddle with buck-washing.
Buck? I would I could wash myself of the buck. Buck. I warrant you, buck. And if the season too which shall appear, gentlemen, I have dreamt tonight. I'll tell you my dream. Here. Here be my keys. Ascend my chambers. Search, seek, find out. I'll warrant where I'll kennel the fox. Let me stop this way first. So now, uncape.
Good Master Ford, be contented you wrong yourself too much.
True, Master Page. Up, gentlemen. You shall see sport anon. Follow me, gentlemen.
This is a very fantastical humors and jealousies.
Oh, by God, 'tis not the fashion of France. It is not jealous in France.
Nay, follow him, gentlemen. See the issue of his search.
Is there not a double excellency in this?
I know not which pleases me better, that my husband is deceived or Sir John.
What a taking was he in when your husband asked who was in the basket?
I am half afraid he will have need of washing, so throwing him into the water shall do him a benefit.
Him dishonest rascal. I would all of the same strain were in the same distress.
I think my husband hath some special suspicion of Falstaff's being here. I never saw him so gross in his jealousy till now.
I will lay a plot to try that, and we will yet have more tricks with Falstaff. His dissolute disease will scarce obey this medicine.
Shall we send that foolshian carrion Mistress quickly to him and excuse his throwing into the water and give him another hope to betray him to another punishment?
We will do it. Let him be sent for tomorrow, 8 o'clock, to have amends.
I cannot find him. Maybe the knave bragged that he could not compass.
Heard you that?
You use me well, Master Ford, do you?
I do so.
Heaven make you better than your thoughts.
Amen.
You do yourself mighty wrong, Master Ford.
I'm a spirit.
If there be any potty in the house, and in the chamber, and in the coffers, and in the presses, heaven forgive my sins at the day of judgment.
Begare nor I too. There is nobody's.
Fie, Master Ford, are you not ashamed? What spirit, what devil suggests this imagination? I would not have your distemper in this kind for the wealth of Windsor Castle.
It's my fault, Master Page. I suffer for it.
You suffer for a bad conscience. Your wife is as honest as omens, as I will desires among 5,000 and 500 too.
By God, I see 'tis an honest woman.
Well, I promised you a dinner. Come, walk in the park. I pray you, pardon me. I will have to make known to you why I have done this. Come, wife, come, Master Page. I pray you, pardon me. Pray heartily, pardon me.
Let's go in, gentlemen, but trust me, we'll mock him. I do invite you tomorrow morning to my house to breakfast. After with a bird together. I have a fine hawk for the bush. Shall it be so?
Anything.
If there is one, I shall make 2 in the company.
If there is 1 or 2, I shall make the 3rd.
I pray you go, Master Page.
I pray you now, remembrance tomorrow on the lousy knave, mine host.
Oh, that is good, by gar, with all my heart.
Ah, lousy knave to have his jibes and his mockeries.
Let's take a 5-minute break, okay?
Sounds
Is that
good.
Okay, 5 minutes, okay.
Okay, so it's about 9:15, so we'll be starting again at 9:20.
Okay.
Right.
Great, thank you. This is fun.
All these goofballs in this play.
Yeah, all these accents. And the thing about this play that is really unique is that this is the only play that he sort of made by royal request.
Really?
That's
right. Queen Elizabeth was so upset at Falstaff's death in Henry
Oh, yeah.
that she specifically requested Shakespeare to bring him back somehow.
That's the story. We don't
She said,
know.
I want
Yeah, but
to
I
have
thought it was-
Falstaff in love. I'd like to see Falstaff in love, she said.
I thought, yeah, that's what she said. She wanted to see him get married or something, right?
Yeah.
Well, this didn't fulfill it.
Well, he is in love, though. It's Falstaff in love. Or in
Well, he's
lust.
not in. Who's he in love with?
Both
Money.
of them.
Well, not
Yeah,
exactly. He
Yeah,
just
money.
he's in love with their money.
That's all he cares about.
More like full stuff.
Yeah, it's. She had an ideal that he was going to be like this good guy who, I guess, is that's she gets married like a good English gentleman.
And
Let
you
me
don't say no to good Queen Bess. You have to do it.
Let me have
Yeah,
men
but
about me that
Shakespeare
are
didn't do
fat.
that. Shakespeare said, "Oh yeah, screw you, lady." I'm gonna
Yeah,
marry you."
right. Yeah, it was a
This guy-
commission. I'm sure he
Screw
got paid
ladies.
really well. The King's men got paid really well. No, the Lord Chamberlain, whatever they were at that point, the Queen's.
They were the
What's approximately the year on this?
Well, it was a couple years before she died.
Yeah, I think it was probably 1600, 1601, because it would have been after Henry V.
He probably wrote it in
so-
a week.
Which was 1599.
It was a
We
commission.
don't know
It
how
was a
long this
commission,
can
and
be.
it's like a sitcom kind of,
Yeah, exactly. He probably wrote it in a week, couple of weeks.
It's funny as hell.
Yeah, I like it more than Taming of the Shrew.
Oh,
It's almost all
How could
prose.
you not?
It is.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But all prose.
A lot of people love Taming of the Shrew. I just don't get it.
In Act 4, Scene 2, there's two servants that talk to each other. How shall I carry that off?
Is the host in that scene?
I don't think so.
Well, just do two different, voices a little bit,
Okay.
By the way, guys, forgive me. I know I'm really off with a lot of stuff today, but just I should
How are
have
you
spent.
feeling, Michael? How are your teeth feeling?
Just what I'm saying. I'm spending a lot of energy on this health stuff, and I should have spent more time with the text. I'm really sorry.
Don't worry about
You're
it.
not supposed to spend time with the text. That's what Instant Shakespeare's all about, to dive
No,
in.
I always do better if I spend time with the text.
I'm hoping that everybody will spend time with the text before Peer Gynt on Saturday.
Yeah, we
Oh, I have time.
Let me say, I'm probably the first and last person foolish enough to playmaster a complete uncut Peer Gynt. And so this is going to be the definitive Peer Gynt on YouTube. For
It's
anyone who
exciting
wants
as
to
heck.
see it, this is what they'll see. So you have immortality here. Prepare.
Yeah.
Frightening.
I spent a lot of time with it, and I still have 100 pages to go.
I got to get on the stick. I always wanted to get to know it. I'm so embarrassed to say I never knew the play. I got to read it now.
And I'd like people to come early enough that we could try working out the one-liner parts. First boy, second girl, third troll, that stuff beforehand.
Well, how many people have you got in it now, or have you got everybody?
I have everybody for major parts, but I can always use people to be, fifth troll and such. So if there are to be understudy if somebody drops out, because Kitty had to drop out.
Well, I remember Patrick Connolly really wanted to do Ibsen. So if he's still around, I would get in touch with him.
I haven't heard from
I
him.
remember the trolls didn't really say much. It was more dance than anything.
Wait, Ken, if you know him, could you ask him to email me?
I haven't seen him in years.
Who?
Pat Connolly. I would have to try to look him up.
Please.
I hope he's still well. I hope he's around.
Okay.
Also, Paul, whatever happened to Paul Battiato?
Oh, yeah,
He hasn't done any of these. I don't
He
know.
wouldn't
Yeah.
do really small parts, though, you know.
Well, I mean, I think it also, he went through it. He did it for a while and then he was like, I've got other things. I know he's done other stuff. He was in a Julius Caesar and things like that. And it's just, he didn't, I mean, I've reached out to him, but it's like at this point, he's not interested. But, and we're almost at about 9:20. Is anybody got any issues? Oh, one thing about the play on Saturday, Peer Gynt or Peer Gynt?
Peer Gynt.
Peer Gynt?
Well, we said Peer Gynt.
Well, look, I mean, if we happen to have any gaping holes when troll number 5
Yeah.
doesn't speak, then someone just, you know, say the line. But those are good parts to bring in brand new members of ISC to do those parts, you know.
Yeah.
New young members or new older members.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll be doing the stage directions, but I'm not going to do all this. It's really just who comes in and who goes out. Don't want to say, oh, he sits down, he stands up. Nah.
Right.
Well, if it's not clear, I would like you to.
Yeah. If it's necessary for the continue of the thing, he pushes her off to the side. That sort of thing is worth saying. But
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of it, we want to probably try and focus on the words of the play and to keep it moving along.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, please keep it moving along.
Keep it moving along.
How long is it supposed to be? Like
How long is it?
4 hours?
About 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours.
Are you doing the 5-hour version?
I'm doing the complete uncut, but there's not a whole lot of the music in it, so we'll see.
Right.
You will learn how long it takes by doing it.
Yeah.
What time does it start again on Saturday? What time?
1.
Okay, so
What's my first scene? Am I in the wedding scene?
Early curtain.
Am I in the wedding scene at the beginning? I don't remember what you gave me. I'll look.
I don't remember it by heart, I'm afraid.
Because Hervad Eberkoff doesn't come into like Act 3, right?
But you have several parts. And at the wedding, you will be needed to be one of the families or
Right.
another.
I guess you sent me all the lines.
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling good. That's fine.
Oh, dear.
Maybe I'll feel better by Saturday.
I hope.
At least I discovered that I'd got the time shift wrong. It's not 6 hours different now. It's only 4 hours different. The 6 hours one comes in the fall.
Yes, you told me it was 4 hours, which I am glad.
Yeah, so it's only 1:20 for me at the moment.
Well,
So how many more people you need in this? I'm sorry. Eleanor, you're all cast, huh?
I have the large parts all cast.
Far out. Are you in it, Paul?
I can't be, I'm working.
Jackie,
I just
you
got
in
a
it?
call, I need to be, yeah.
We are
How about you?
hoping that he'll be able to make it to be the narrator for Act 5 when Angus is playing Peer Gynt.
Right. Is he? Oh, that's right. You did tell me you've got 3 different. You've got Alex as the middle paragant and the young that other guy, Sean.
No, the middle Peer Gynt.
Anyways, the
Never
Peer
mind.
Gynt is going to be on this Saturday at 1 o'clock, and I'm sure many of you are
right.
involved. And if you want to be, you can contact Eleanor. But now we've got Merry Wives of Windsor.
I want to invite our audience members. Please be in the audience
right now.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye.
Okay.
Oh, Jackie, are we back?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Ready to go?
Yes.
What page are we on?
Oh, we're now starting on page 70, the middle of 71, going into 72. Scene quattro. Enter Fenton and Page, Shallow, Slender, Quickly, Page, Mistress Page. So just come in when you see you're coming in. Okay, go to Fenton's.
I see I cannot get thy father's love. Therefore, no more turn me to him, sweet Nan.
Alas, how then?
Why, thou must be thyself. He doth object, I am too great of birth, and that my state being galled with my expense, I seek to heal it only by his wealth. Besides these other bars he lays before me, my riots past, my wild societies, and tells me 'tis a thing impossible I should love thee but as property.
Maybe he tells you true.
No, heaven so speed me in my time to come. Albeit I will confess, thy father's wealth was the first motive that I wooed thee. And yet, wooing thee, I found thee of more value than stamps in gold or sums in sealed bags. And 'tis the very riches of thyself that now I aim at.
Gentle Mr. Fenton, yet seek my father's love, still seek it, sir. If opportunity and humblest suit cannot attain it, why then hark you hither?
Break their talk, mistress, quickly. My kinsman shall speak for himself.
I'll make a shaft or a bolt on slit is but venturing.
Be not dismayed.
No, she shall not dismay me. I care not for that, but I am afeard.
Harkee, Master Slender, would speak a word with you.
I come to him, this is my father's choice. Oh, what a world of vile, ill-favored faults. Looks handsome in 300 pounds a year.
And how do's good Master Fenton? Pray you a word with you.
She's coming to her cause. Oh boy, thou hast a father.
I had a father, Mistress Anne. My uncle can tell you how good jests of him. Pray you, uncle, tell Mistress Anne the jest how my father stole 2 geese out of a pen, good uncle.
Mistress Anne, my cousin loves you.
That I do, as well as I love any woman in Gloucestershire.
He will maintain you like a gentlewoman.
That I will. Come cut and long tail under the degree of a squire.
He will make you 150 pounds jointure.
Good Master Shallow, let him woo for himself.
Marie, I thank you for it. Thank you for the good comfort. She calls you, cuz. I'll leave you.
Now, Master Slender.
Now, good Mistress Anne.
What is your will?
My will? Odds heartlings, that's a pretty jest indeed. I ne'er made up my will yet, I thank heaven. I am not such a sickly creature, I give heaven praise.
I mean, Mr. Slender, what would you with me?
Truly, for mine own part, I would little or nothing with you. Your father and my uncle have made motions, if it be my luck. So, if not, happy man be his dole, they can tell you how things go, better than I can. You may ask your father, here he comes.
Now, Master Slender, love him, daughter Anne. Why, how now? What is Master Fenton here? You wrong me, sir, thus still to haunt my house. I told you, sir, my daughter is disposed of.
Nay, Master Page, be not impatient.
Good Mr. Fenton, come not to my child.
She is no match for you.
Sir, will you hear me?
No, good Master Fenton. Come, Master Shallow, come, son Slender, in. Knowing my mind, you wrong me, Master Fenton.
Speak to Mistress Page.
Good Master Page, for that I love your daughter in such a righteous fashion as I do. Perforce, against all checks, rebukes, and manners, I must advance the colors of my love and not retire. Let me have your good will.
Good mother, do not marry me to yon fool.
I mean it not. I think you a better husband.
That's my master, Master Caius.
Alas, I had rather be set quick in the earth and boiled to death with turnips.
Oh, come, trouble not yourself, good Mr. Fenton. I will not be your friend nor enemy. My daughter will not question how she loves you, and as I find her, so am I affected. Till then, farewell, sir. She must needs go in. Her father will be angry.
Farewell, gentle mistress. Farewell, Nan.
This is my doing now. Nay said, I will you cast away your child on a fool and a physician. Look on, Master Fenton, this is my doing.
I thank thee, and I pray thee once tonight, give my sweet Nan this ring, and theirs for thy pains.
Now heaven send thee good fortune. A kind heart he hath. A woman would run through fire and water for such a kind heart. But yet I would my master had Mr. Stan, or would I Master Slender had her, or in sooth, I would Master Fenton had her. I will do what I can for all three, for so have promised, and I'll be as good as my word and speciously for Master Fenton. Well, I must have another errand to Sir John Falstaff for my two mistresses. What a beast I am to slack it.
Sina Quinta, enter Falstaff, Bardolph, quickly and forward.
Bardolph, I say. Bardolph!
Yea? Yes, sir.
Go fetch me a quart of sack, put a toast in it. Have I lived to be carried in a basket like a barrel of butcher's offal, and to be thrown in the Thames? Well, if I be served such another trick, I'll have my brains taken out and buttered, and give them to a dog for a New Year's gift. Rogues slighted me into the river with as little remorse as they would have drowned a blind bitch's puppies. 15 in the litter. And you may know by my sighs that I have a kind of alacrity in sinking. If the bottom were as deep as hell, I should down. I had been drowned, but that the shore was shelvy and shallow, a death that I abhor, for the water swells a man. And what a thing should I have been when I had been swelled? I should have been a mountain of mummy.
Here's Mr. Squiggly, sir, to speak with you.
Come, let me pour in some sack to the Thames water, for my belly's as cold as I had swallowed snowballs, for pills to cool the rain's quality in.
Come in, woman.
By your leave, I cry you mercy. Give your worship good morrow.
And take away these chalices, go brew me a pot of sack finely.
With eggs, sir?
Simple of itself. I'll no pullet spursman in my brewage. Oh, now.
Marry, sir, I come to your worship from Master Ford.
Mistress Ford, I have had Ford enough. I was thrown into the Ford. I have my belly full of Ford.
Alas, the day good heart, that was not her fault. She does so take on with her men. They mistook their erection.
So did I mine, to build upon a foolish woman's promise.
Well, she laments, sir, for it. That would burn your heart to see it. Her husband goes this morning a birding. She desires you once more to come to her between 8 and 9. I must carry her word quickly. She'll make you amends, I warrant you.
Well, I will visit her, tell her so, and bid her think what a man is. Let her consider his frailty and then judge of my merit.
I will tell her.
Do so. Between 9 and 10, sayest thou?
8 and 9, sir.
Well, begone, I will not miss her.
Peace with you, sir.
I marvel I hear not of Master Broom. He sent me word to stay within. I like his money well. Ah, here he comes.
Bless you, sir.
Now, Master Broom, you come to know what hath passed between me and Ford's wife?
That indeed, Sir John, is my business.
Master Broom, I will not lie to you. I was at her house the hour she appointed me.
And sped you, sir?
Very ill-favoredly, Master Broom.
How, sir, did she change her determination?
No, Master Broom, but the peaking Cornuto, her husband, Master Broom, dwelling in a continual larum of jealousy, comes me in the instant of our encounter, after we had embraced, kissed, protested, and, as it were, spoke the prologue of our comedy, and at his heels a rabble of his companions, thither provoked and instigated by his distemper, and forsooth to search his house for his wife's love.
What? While you were there?
While I was there.
And did he search for you and could not find you?
You shall hear. As good luck would have it, comes in one Mistress Page. Page gives intelligence of Ford's approach, and in her invention and Ford's wife distraction, they conveyed me in a book.
A buck basket?
Yes, a buck basket. Rammed me in with foul shirts and smart socks, foul stockings, greasy napkins. That, Mr. Broom, there was the rankest compound of villainous smell that ever offended nostril.
And how long lay you there?
Nay, you shall hear, Master Broom, what I have suffered to bring this woman to evil for your good. Being thus crammed in the basket, a couple of Ford's knaves, his hinds, were called forth by their mistresses to carry me in the name of foul clothes to Datchet Lane. They took me on their shoulders, met the jealous knave, their master, in the door, who asked them once or twice what they had in their basket. I quaked for fear lest the lunatic knave would have searched it, but fate, ordaining he should be a cuckold, held his hand. Well, on went he for a search, and away went I for foul clothes. But mark the sequel, Master Broom. I suffered the pangs of 20 several deaths. First, an intolerable fright, he detected, and with a jealous rotten bellwether. Next, to be compassed like a good bilbo in the circumference of a peck, hilt to the point, heel to head, and then to be stopped in like a strong distillation with stinking clothes that fretted in their own grease. Think of that, a man of my kidney. Think of that, am as subject to heat as butter, a man of continual dissolution, and thought it was a miracle to escape suffocation. And in the height of this bath, when I was more than half stewed in grease, like a Dutch dish, to be thrown into the Thames, and cooled, glowing hot, in the surge like a horseshoe, thinking of that hissing hot, think of that, Master Broom.
In good sadness, sir, I am sorry that for my sake you have suffered all this. My suit, then, is desperate. You'll undertake her no more?
Master Broom, I will be thrown into Etna, as I have been into Thames, ere I will leave her thus. Her husband in the morning is gone to bed. I have received from her another embassy of meeting. Twixt 8 and 9 is the hour, Master Broom.
Just past 8 already, sir.
Is it? All right, will then address me to my appointment. Come to me at your convenient leisure, and you shall know how I speed, and the conclusion shall be crowned with your enjoying her. Adieu, you shall have her, Master Broom. Master Broom, you shall cuckold old Ford.
Huh? Is this a vision? Is this a dream? Do I sleep? Master Ford, awake, awake, Master Ford. There's a hole made in your best coat, Master Ford. This is to be married. This is to have linen and buck baskets. Well, I will proclaim myself what I am. I will now take the lecture. He is at my house. He cannot escape me. 'Tis impossible. He should. He cannot creep me into a halfpenny purse, nor into a pepper box. But least the devil that guides him should aid him. I will search impossible places, though what I am I cannot avoid. If to be what I would not shall not make me tame. If I had horns to make one mad, let the prophet go with me. I'll be horn mad.
Actus quartus, sine prima. Enter Mistress Page, quickly William and Evans. Is he at Master Ford's already, thinkest thou?
Sure he is by this, or will be presently. But truly he is very courageous mad. About his throwing into the water. Mistress Ford desires you to come suddenly.
I'll be with her by and by. I'll but bring my young man here to school. Look where his master comes. 'Tis a playing day, I see. How now, Sir Hugh? No school today?
No. Master Slender has let the boys leave to play.
Blessing of his heart.
Sir Hugh, my husband says my son profits nothing in the world at his book. I pray you ask him some questions in his accidents.
Oh, come hither, William. Hold up your head, come.
Come on, sirrah, hold up your head, answer your master, be not afraid.
William, how many numbers is in nouns?
2.
Truly, I thought there had been one number more, because they say odd nouns.
Peace your tattlings. What is fair, William?
Polecat.
Polecats. There are fairer things than polecats, sure.
You are a very simplicity, woman. I pray you, peace. What is lapis, William?
A stone.
And what is a stone, William?
A pebble.
No, it is lapis. I pray you, remember in your praying.
Lapis.
That is good, William. What is he, William, that does lend articles?
Articles are borrowed of the pronoun, and be thus declined. Singulariter nominativo hic haec hoc.
Nominativo hic haec hoc. Pray you, mark. Genitive huius. Well, what is your accusative case?
Accusativo hinc.
I pray you have your remembrance, child. Accusativo hinc hang hog.
Hang hog is Latin for banken. I warrant you.
Leave your parables, woman. What is the vocative case, William?
Oh, vocativo, oh.
Remember, William, vocative is carrot.
And that's a good root?
Woman, forbear.
Peace, peace.
What is your genitive case plural, William?
Genitive case?
I.
Genitive. Horum, harum, horum.
Prentice of Guinness case, fie on her. Never name her child, if she be a whore.
For shame, woman.
You do ill to teach the child such words. He teaches him to hick and to hack, which they'll do fast enough on themselves, and do call borum. Fie upon you.
Woman, art thou lunatics? Hast thou no understanding for thy cases and the numbers of the genders? Thou art foolish Christian creatures, as I would desires.
Prithee, hold thy peace.
Show me now, William, some declensions of your pronouns.
Forsooth, I have forgot.
It is qui, que, quod. If you forget your quis, your quays, and your quads, you must be preachers. Go your ways and play, go.
He's a better scholar than I thought he was.
He is a good sprag memory. Farewell, Mistress Page.
Adieu, good Sir Hugh. Get you home, boy. Come, we stay too long. Sina Segunda, enter Falstaff, Mistress Ford, Mistress Page, servants Ford, Page, Caius, Evans, and Shallow.
Mistress Ford, your sorrow hath eaten up my sufferance. I see you are obsequious in your love, and I profess requital to a hair's breadth. Not only, Mistress Ford, in the simple office of love, but in all the accustomment, compliment, and ceremony of it. But are you sure of your husband now?
He's a bird, sweet Sir John.
What ho, Gossip Ford, what ho?
Step into the chamber, Sir John.
How now, sweetheart? Who's at home besides yourself?
Why, none but mine own people.
Indeed.
No, certainly. Speak louder.
Truly, I'm so glad you have no body here.
Why?
My woman, your husband, is in his old lines again. He so takes on yonder with my husband, so rails against all married mankind, so curses all Eve's daughters of what complexion soever, and so buffets himself on the forehead, crying, peer out, that any madness I ever yet beheld seemed but tameness, civility, and patience to this his distemper. He is in now. I'm glad the fat knight is not here.
Why? Does he talk of him?
Oh, of none but him, and swears he was carried out the last time he searched for him in a basket. Protests to my husband he is now here, and hath drawn him and the rest of their company from their sport to make another experiment of his suspicion. But I'm glad the knight is not here. Now he shall see his own foolery.
How near is he, Mistress Page?
Hard by at street end, he will be here anon.
I am undone. The knight is here.
Why, then you are utterly shamed, and he's but a dead man. What a woman are you? Away with him, better shame than murder.
Which way should he go? How should I bestow him? Shall I put him in the basket again?
No, I'll come no more in the basket. May I not go ere he come?
Alas, 3 of Master Ford's brothers watch the door with pistols, that none shall issue out, otherwise you might slip away ere he came. But what make you here?
What shall I do? I'll creep up into the chimney.
There they always used to discharge their birding pieces. Creep into the kill hole.
Where is it?
Ah, he will seek thee there, on my word. Neither press coffer, chest, trunk, well, vault, but he hath an abstract for the remembrance of such places, and goes to them by his note. There was no hiding you in the house.
I'll go out then.
Oh, if you go out in your own semblance, you die, Sir John, unless you go out disguised.
How may we disguise him?
Alas, the dare know not. There's no woman's gown big enough for him, otherwise he might put on a hat, a muffler, and a kerchief, and so escape.
Good hearts, devise something in extremity rather than a mischief.
My maid's aunt, the fat woman of Brainford, has a gown above.
Oh, my word, it will serve him. She's as big as he is, and there's her thumbed hat and her muffler too. Run up, Sir John.
Go, sweet Sir John. Mistress Page and I will look for some linen for your head.
Quick, we'll come dress you straight. Put on the gown the while.
I would my husband would meet him in this shape, because he cannot abide the old woman of Brainford. He swears she's a witch, forbade her my house, and hath threatened to beat her.
Oh, heaven guide him to thy husband's cudgel, and the devil guide his cudgel afterwards.
But is my husband coming?
Aye, in good sadness is he, and talks of the basket too. Howeversoever he hath had intelligence.
Well, we'll try that, for I'll appoint my men to carry the basket again, to meet him at the door with it, as they did last time.
Nay, but he'll be here presently. Let's go dress him like the witch of Brainford.
I'll first direct my men what they shall do with the basket. Come, go up. I'll bring linen for him straight.
Hang him, dishonest varlet. We cannot misuse enough. We'll leave a proof by that which we will do. Wives may be merry and yet honest too. Not act that often, jest and laugh. 'Tis old but true. Still swine eats all the dog.
Go, sirs. Take the basket again on your shoulders. Your master is hard at door. If he bid you set it down, obey him. Quickly, dispatch.
Come, take it up.
Pray heaven it be not full of night again.
Oh, I hope not. Or here his leaf has bared so much lead.
Aye. But if it prove true, Master Page, have you any way then to unfool me again? Set down that basket, villain. Somebody call my wife. Youth in a basket. Oh, you panelly rascals. There's a knot, a gin, a pack, a conspiracy against me. Now shall the devil be shamed. What? Wife, I say. Come forth. Behold what honest clothes you send forth to bleaching.
Why, this passes. Master Ford, you are not to go loose any longer. You must be pinioned.
Why, this is lunatics. This is mad as a mad dog.
Indeed, Master Ford. This is not well indeed.
Oh, so say I too, sir. Come hither, Mistress Ford. Mistress Ford, the honest woman, the modest wife, the virtuous creature that has the jealousy fool to her husband, I suspect without cause. Mistress, do I?
Heaven be my witness, you do, if you suspect me in any dishonesty.
Well said, brazen face. Hold it out. Come forth, sirrah.
This passes.
Are you not ashamed? Let the clothes alone.
I shall find you a nun.
'Tis unreasonable. Will you take up your wife's clothes? Come, away.
Empty the basket, I say.
Why, man, why?
Master Page, as I am a man, there was one conveyed out of my house yesterday in this basket. Why may not there be again? In my house, I am sure he is. My intelligence is true. My jealousy is reasonable. Pluck me out all the linen.
If you find a man there, he shall die a flea's death.
Here's no man.
By my fidelity, this is not well, Master Ford. This wrongs you.
Master Ford, you must pray and not follow the imaginations of your own heart. This is jealousies.
He's not here I seek for.
No, nor nowhere else but in your brain.
Help me to search my house this one time. If I find out what I seek, show no color for my extremity. Let me forever be your table sport. Let them say of me, as jealous as Ford that searched a hollow walnut for his wife's lemon. Satisfy me once more search with me.
What ho, Mistress Page? I come you and the old woman down. My husband will come into the chamber.
Old woman? What old woman's that?
Why, it is my maid's aunt of Brainford.
A witch, a queen, an old cousining queen. Have I not forbid her in my house? She comes of errands, does she? We are simple men. We do not know what's brought to pass under the profession of fortune-telling. She works by charms, by spells, by the figure, and such daubry as this is beyond our element. We know nothing. Calm down, you witch. You hag, you. Come down, I say.
Nay, good sweet husband, good gentleman, let him not strike the old woman.
Come, Mother Pratt, come, give me your hand.
I'll prat her. Out of my door, you witch, you rag, you baggage, you polecat, you runion. Out, I'll conjure you. I'll fortune tell you.
Are you not ashamed? I think you have killed the poor woman.
Nay, he will do it. 'Tis a goodly credit for you.
Hang her, witch.
Why, yea, no, I think the woman is a witch indeed. I like not when a woman has a great beard. I spied a great beard under his muffler.
Will you follow me, gentlemen? I beseech you, follow. See but this issue of my jealousy. If I cry out thus upon no trail, never trust me when I open again.
Let's obey his humor a little, father. Come, gentlemen.
Trust me, he beat him most pitifully.
Nay, by the mass that he did not. He beat him most unpitifully, methought.
I'll have the cudgel hallowed and hung for the altar. It has done meritorious service.
What think you? May we with this warrant of womanhood and the witness of good consonance pursue him with any further revenge?
The spirit of wantonness is sure scared out of him. If the devil have him not in fee simple, with fine and recovery, he will never, I think, in the way of waste attempt us again.
You tell our husbands how we have served him?
Oh, yes, by all means. If it be but to scrape the figures out of your husband's brains, if they can find it in their hearts, the poor unvirtuous fat knight shall be any further afflicted, we too will still be the ministers.
I warrant they'll have him publicly shamed. And methinks there would be no period to the jest, should he not be publicly shamed.
Come to the forge with it, then shape it. I would not have things cool. Scenes Herrscher, enter host and Bardolph. Bardolph.
Tapster, Bardolph.
Sir, the German desires to have 3 of your horses. The Duke himself will be tomorrow at court, and they're going to meet him.
What duke should that be that comes so secretly? I hear not of him in the court. Let me speak with the gentlemen. They speak English.
Aye, sir. I'll call him to you.
They shall have my horses, but I'll make them pay. I'll sauce them. They've had my horse, they had my houses a week at command. I've turned away my other guests. They must come off. I'll sauce them. Come.
Scene Quarter. Enter Page, Ford, Mistress Page, Mistress Ford and Evans.
'Tis one of the best discretions of a woman as ever I look upon.
And did he send you both these letters at an instant?
Within a quarter of an hour.
Pardon me, wife, henceforth do what you wilt. I rather will suspect the son was with gold than thee with wantonness. Now doth Iona stand in him that was of late a heretic, as firm as faith.
'Tis well, no more. Be not as extreme in submission as in offense. But let our plot go forward. Let our wives yet once again, to make us public sport, appoint a meeting with this old fat fellow, where we may take him and disgrace him for it.
There is no better way than that they spoke of.
How? To send him word they'll meet him in the park at midnight? Fie, he'll never come.
You say he has been thrown in the rivers and has been grievously beaten as an old woman. Methinks there should be terrors in him, that he should not come. Methinks his flesh is punished. He shall have no desires.
So think I too.
Devise but how you'll use him when he comes, and let us two devise to bring him thither.
There is an old tale goes that her and the hunter, sometime a keeper here in Windsor Forest, doth all the winter time at still midnight walk around about an oak with great ragged horns, and there he blasts the tree and takes the cattle and makes milch kine yield blood and shakes a chain in a most hideous and dreadful manner. You have heard of such a spirit, and well you know the superstitious idle-headed eld received and did deliver to our age this tale of her and the hunter for a truth.
Why, yet there want not many that do fear in deep of night to walk by this herne's oak. But what of this?
Marry, this is our device.
The Falstaff at this oak
shall meet with us.
Page.
Well, let it not be doubted, but he'll come, and in this shape. When you have brought him hither, what shall be done with him? What is your plot?
That likewise have we thought upon, and thus Nan Page, my daughter, and my little son, and 3 or 4 more of their growth, will dress like urchins, offs, and fairies, green and white, with rounds of waxen tapers on their heads and rattles in their hands. Upon a sudden, as Falstaff, she and I are newly met. Let them from forth a saw pit rush at once with some diffused song. Upon their sight, we two in great amazedness will fly. Then let them encircle him about, and fairy-like to pinch the unclean knight. and ask him why this hour of fairy revel and there's no sacred path he dares to tread in shade profane.
Until they tell the truth, let the supposed fairies pinch him sound and burn him with their tapers.
The truth being known, we'll all present ourselves, dishorn the spirit, and mark him home to Windsor.
The children must be practiced well to do this, or they'll never do it.
I will teach the children their behaviors, and I will be like a jackanapes also to burn the night with my tabor.
That would be excellent. I'll go buy the visits.
My Nan shall be the queen of all the fairies, finely attired in a robe of white.
That silk will I go buy, and in that time shall Master Slender steal my Nan away and marry her at Eton. Go send to Falstaff straight.
Nay, I'll to him again, in name of Broom. He'll tell me all his purpose, sure he'll come.
Fear not you that. Go get us properties and tricking for our fairies.
Oh, let us about it. It is admirable pleasures and very honest knaveries.
Go, Mistress Ford. Send quickly to Sir John to know his mind. I'll to the doctor. He has my goodwill, and none but he to marry with Nan Page. That Slender, though well landed, is an idiot, and he, my husband's best of all effects. The doctor's well moneyed, and his friends potent at court. He, none but he shall have her, though 20,000 worthier come to crave her. Scene Quinta. Enter host, Simple, Falstaff, Bardolph, Evans, Caius, and Quickly.
What wouldst thou have? Boar, what? Thick skin, speak, breathe, discuss, brief, short, quick, snap.
Marry, sir, I come to speak with Sir John Falstaff from Master Slender.
There's his chamber, his house, his castle, his standing bed and truckle bed. 'Tis painted about with the story of the prodigal, fresh and new. Go, knock and call. He'll speak like an anthropopophaganian unto thee. Knock, I say.
There's an old woman, a fat woman, gone up into his chamber. I'll be so bold as to stay, sir, till she come down. I come to speak with her, indeed.
A fat woman? The knight may be robbed. I'll call. Bully knight! Bully Sir John! Speak from thy lungs military. Art thou there? It is thine host, thy Ephesian calls.
Oh, now, mine host.
Here's a Bohemian Tartar tarries the coming down of thy fat woman. Let it descend, bully, let it descend. My chambers are honorable. Fie, privacy, fie.
There was, mine host, an old fat woman, even now with me, but she's gone.
Pray you, sir, was not the wise woman of Brainford?
I marry, was it? Muscle shell, what would you with her?
My master, sir, my master Slender, sent to her, seeing her go through the streets, to know, sir, whether one Nym, sir, that beguiled him of a chain, had the chain or no.
I speak with the old woman about it.
And what says she, I pray, sir?
Marry, she says that the very same man that beguiled Master Slender of his chain cozened him of it.
I could have spoken with the woman herself. I had other things to have spoken with her too from him.
What are they? Let us know.
Aye, come quick.
I may not conceal them, sir.
Conceal them, or thou diest.
Why, sir, they were nothing but about Mistress Anne Page, to know if it were my master's fortune to have her or no.
'Tis his fortune.
What, sir?
To have her or no. Go, say the woman told me so.
May I be bold to say so, sir?
Aye, sir. Like who more bold?
I thank your worship. I shall make my master glad with these tidings.
Thou art clearly, Sir John. Was there a wise woman with thee?
Aye, that there was mine host, one that hath taught me more wit than ever I learned before in my life, and I paid nothing for it neither, but was paid for my learning. Bardolph.
Tapster Bardolph, speak.
What page, sir?
The page we just left, and it was page
Alas,
104.
sir, cozenage, mere cozenage.
Where be my horses? Speak well of them, Valetto.
Run away with the cozeners, for so soon as I came beyond Eton, they threw me off from behind in a slough of mire, and set spurs, and away like 3 German devils, 3 Dr. Faustuses.
They are gone but to meet the Duke, villain. Do not say they be fled. Germans are honest men.
Where is mine host?
What's the matter, sir?
Oh, have a care of your entertainments. There is a friend of mine come to town, tells me there is 3 cousin Germans that has cousined all the hosts of Reading, of Maidenhead, of Colebrook, of horses and money. Aye, I will tell you, for goodwill, look you are wise and full of jibes and flouting stocks, and 'tis not convenient you should be cozened. Ah, fare you well.
There is mine host de Yarter.
Here, Master Doctor, in perplexity and doubtful dilemma.
I cannot tell what is that, but it is telling me that you make grand preparation for a Duke de Germany. By my troth, there is no duke that the court is no to come. I tell you for goodwill. Adieu.
Hue and cry, villain! Go, assist me, knight. I am undone. Fly, Hugh, run, hue and cry, villain! I am undone.
I would all the world might be cozened, for I might have been cozened and beaten too. And if it should come to the ear of the court how I have been transformed, and how my transformation hath been washed and cudgeled, it would melt me out of my fat drop by drop, and lick a fisherman's boots with me. I warrant they would whip me with their fine wits till I were as crestfallen as a dried pear. I never prospered since I forswore myself at Primero. Well, if my wind were but long enough, I would repent. Now, whence come you?
From the 2 parties, forsooth.
The devil take one party, and his dam the other, and so they shall both be bestowed. I have suffered more for their sakes, more than the villainous inconstancy of man's disposition is able to bear.
And have not they suffered? Yes, I warrant, speciously one of them, Mistress Ford Goodhart, is beaten black and blue, that you cannot see a white spot upon her.
What tell'st thou me of black and blue? I was beaten myself into all the colours of the rainbow, and I was like to be apprehended for the witch of Brainford, but that my admirable dexterity of wit, by counterfeiting the action of an old woman, delivered me. The knave constable had set me in the stocks, in the common stocks, for a witch.
Sir, let me speak with you in your chamber. You shall hear how things go, and I warrant you to your content. Here is a letter. Will say somewhat, good hearts. What it do here is to bring you together. Sure, one of you does not serve heaven well, that you are so crossed.
Come up into my chamber.
Scene sexta, enter Fenton and host.
Master Fenton, talk not to me. My mind is heavy. I will give over all.
Yet hear me speak. Assist me in my purpose, and as I am a gentleman, I'll give thee £100 in gold more than your loss.
I will hear you, Master Fenton, and I will at the least keep your counsel.
From time to time, I have acquainted you with the dear love I bear to fair Anne Page, who mutually hath answered my affection. so far forth as herself might be her chooser, even to my wish. I have a letter from her of such contents as you will wonder at, the mirth whereof so larded with my matter that neither singly can be manifested without the show of both. Fat Falstaff hath a great scene. The image of the jest I'll show you here at large. Hark, good mine host. Tonight at Hearn's Oak, just twixt 12 and 1, must my sweet Nan present the fairy queen. The purpose why is here, in which disguise, while other jests are something rank on foot, her father hath commended her to slip away with Slender, and with him at Eton immediately to marry. She hath consented. Now, sir, her mother, even strong against that match and firm for Dr. Caius, hath appointed that he shall likewise shuffle her away, while other sports are tasking of their minds, and at the deanery where a priest attends, straight marry her. To this her mother's plot, she, seemingly obedient, likewise hath made promise to the doctor. Now, thus it rests. Her father means she shall be all in white, and in that habit, when Slender sees his time to take her by the hand and bid her go, she shall go with him. Her mother hath intended the better to vote her to the doctor, for they must all be masked and visited. That quaint and green, she shall be loosed and robed with ribbons pendant flaring about her head, and when the doctor spies his vantage ripe, to pinch her by the hand, and on that token the maid hath given consent to go with him.
Which she means she to deceive, father or mother?
Both, my good host, to go along with me. And here it rests, that you'll procure the vicar to stay for me at church, twixt 12 and 1, and in the lawful name of marrying, to give our hearts united ceremony.
Well, husband your device. I'll to the vicar. Bring you the maid, you shall not lack a priest.
So shall I evermore be bound to thee. Besides, I'll make a present recompense.
Actus Quintus, Scena Prima, enter Falstaff quickly and forward.
Prithee, no more prating. Go, I'll hold. This is the third time. I hope good luck lies in odd numbers. Away, go. They say there is divinity in odd numbers, either in nativity, chance, or death. Away!
I'll provide you a chain, and I'll do what I can to get you a pair of horns.
Away, I say. Time wearies. Hold up your head and mince. How now, Master Broom? Master Broom, the matter will be known tonight or never. Be you in the park about midnight at Hearn's Oak, and you shall see wonders.
Went you not to her yesterday, sir, as you told me you had appointed?
I went to her, Master Broom, as you see, like a poor old man. But I came from her, Master Broom, like a poor old woman. That same knave, Ford, her husband, hath the finest mad devil of a jealousy in him, Master Broom, that ever governed frenzy. I will tell you, he beat me grievously in the shape of a woman, for in the shape of a man, Mr. Broom, I fear not Goliath with a weaver's beam, but because I know also life is a shuttle. I am in haste. Go along with me. I'll tell you all, Master Broom, since I plucked geese, played truant, and whipped top. I knew not what 'twas to be beaten till lately. Follow me. I'll tell you strange things of this knave Ford, on whom tonight I will be revenged, and I will deliver his wife into your hand. Follow, strange things in hand, Master Broom will follow.
Seen us a good. Enter page, shallow and slender.
Come, come, we'll couch the castle ditch till we see the light of our fairies. Remember, son slender, my daughter.
Aye, forsooth, I have spoke with her, and we have a nay word how to know one another. I come to her in white and cry, Mum. She cries, budget, and by that we know one another.
That's good too. But what needs either your mom or her budget? The white will decipher her well enough and have the stroke till 10 o'clock.
The night is dark, light and spirits will become it well. Heaven prosper our sport. No man means evil but the devil, and we shall know him by his horns. Let's away. Follow me.
Sina Tertia. Enter Mistress Ford, Mistress Page, and Chaos. Master Doctor, my daughter is in green. When you see your time, take her by the hand, away with her to the deanery, and dispatch it quickly. Go before into the park. We two must go together.
I know what I have to do. Adieu.
Fare you well, sir. My husband would not rejoice so much at the abuse of Falstaff as he was chafe at the doctor's marrying my daughter. But 'tis no matter, better a little chiding than a great deal of heartbreak.
Where is Nan now, and her troop of fairies, and the Welsh devil Herne?
They're all couched in a pit hard by Herne's oak with obscured lights, which at the very instant of Falstaff's and our meeting, they will at once display to the knight.
Well, that cannot choose but amaze him.
If he be not amazed, he will be mocked. If he be amazed, he will every way be mocked.
We'll betray him finely.
Against such lewd stirs and their lechery, those that betray them do no treachery.
The hour draws on. To the oak! To the oak!
Scene quarter. Enter Evans and fairies.
Trib fairies, come and remember your parts. Be bold, I pray you. Follow me into the pit. And when I give the watchwords, do as I bid you. Come, Trib, Trib.
Scene quinta. Enter Falstaff. Mistress Page, Mistress Ford, Evans, and Page, fairies, Page, Ford, quickly, slender Fenton, Chaos, and Pistol.
Windsor bell hath stroke 12. The minute draws on. Now the hot-blooded gods assist me. Remember, Jove, thou wast a bull for thy Europa. Love set on thy horns. Oh, powerful love that in some respects makes a beast a man, in some other a man. You were also, Jupiter, a swan for the love of Leda. Oh, omnipotent love, how near the god drew to the complexion of a goose. A fault done first in the form of a beast, oh Jove, a beastly fault. And then another fault in the semblance of a fowl. Think on it, Jove, a foul fault. When gods have hot backs, what shall poor men do? For me, I am here a Windsor stag, and the fattest, I think, in the forest. Send me a cool rut time, Jove, and who can blame me to piss my tallow? Who comes here? My doe.
Sir John, art thou there? My dear, my male dear.
My doe with the black scot, let the sky rain potatoes, let it thunder to the tune of green sleeves, hail kissing comforts, and snow ringos. Let there come a tempest of provocation, I will shelter me here.
Mistress Page, just come with me, sweetheart.
Divide me like a bribed buck, each a haunch, and I will keep my sides to myself. My shoulders for the fellow of this walk, and my horns I bequeath your husbands. Am I a woodman? Speak I like Herne the hunter? By now is Cupid a child of conscience. He makes restitution, as I am a true spirit welcome.
Alas, what noise!
Heaven forgive our sins!
What should this be?
Away!
I think the devil will not have me damned. lest the oil that's in me should be set hell on fire. He would never else cross me thus.
Fairies, black, gray, green, and white, your moonshine revelers in shades of night, you orphan heirs of fixed destiny, attend your office and your quality. Crier, hobgoblin, make the fairy eyes.
Elves, list your names. Silence, you airy toys. Crickets, to the Windsor chime shalt thou leap. Where fires thou find, strike unbright, and hearths unswept, there pinch the maids as blue as bilberry. Our radiant queen hates sluts and sluttery.
They are fairies. He that speaks to them shall die. I'll wink and couch. No man their works must eye.
Where, speed, go you, and where you find a maid that ere she sleep has thrice her prayers said, raise up the organs of her fantasy, sleep she as sound as careless infancy, but those as sleep and think not on their sins, pinch them arms, legs, backs, shoulders, sides, and shins.
About, search Windsor Castle elves within and out. Strew good luck oofs on every sacred room, that it may stand to the perpetual doom. In state as wholesome as in state is fit, worthy the owner and the owner it. The several chairs of orders look you scour, with juice of balm in every precious flower. Each fair installment, coat and several crest, with loyal brazen evermore be blessed. And nightly meadow fairies look you sing, like the garter's compass in a ring. The expressure that it bears green let it be, more flirto fresh than all the field to see, than oni swaki moni ponce right, and emerald tufts, flowers purple, blue, and white, like sapphire, pearl, and rich embroidery, buckled below, fair knightshood bending knee. Fairies use flowers for their charactery. Away, disperse, but till 'tis 1 o'clock, our dance of custom round the oak of Herne the Haunter, let us not forget.
Pray you lock hand in hand yourselves in order set, and 20 glowworms shall our lanterns be, and guide our measures round about the tree. But stay, I smell a man of Middle Earth.
Heavens defend me from that Welsh fairy, lest he transform me into a piece of cheese.
Violet worm, thou wast o'erlooked even in thy birth.
Will trial fire touch me his finger end? If he be chaste, the flame will back descend and turn him to no pain. But if he start, it is the flesh of a corrupted heart.
Oh, trial, come.
Come, will this wood take fire?
Corrupt, and tainted in desire, about and varies, sin and rhyme. And as you trip, still pinch him to your time. I on the sinful fantasy, I'll on lust and luxury. Lust is but a cloudy fire, kindled with
chaste desire, then in heart his flame was fire, as thought floated higher and higher.
Blow them higher and higher. Pinch
him, fairies mutually. Pinch him for his villainy. Pinch him and burn him and turn him about. Till candles in starlight and moonshine be out.
Nay, do not fly. I think we have watched you now. Will none but Herne the Hunter serve your turn?
I pray you come, hold up the jest no higher. Now, good Sir John, how like you Windsor wives? See you these husbands? Do not these fairy yokes become the forest better than the town?
Now, sir, who's a cuckold now? Master Broom, Falstaff's a knave, a cockly knave. Here are his horns, Master Broom, and Master Broom, Master Broom. He hath enjoyed nothing of Ford's but his buck basket, his cudgel, and 20 pounds of money, which must be paid to Master Broom. His horses are arrested for it, Master Broom.
Sir John, we have had ill luck. We could never meet. I will never take you for my love again, but I will always count you my dear.
I do begin to perceive that I am made an ass.
Aye, and an ox too. Both the proofs are extinct.
And these are not fairies. I was 3 or 4 times in the thought that they were not fairies, yet in the guiltiness of my mind, the sudden surprise of my powers drove the grossness of the foppery into a received belief, in despite of the teeth of all rhyme and reason, that they were fairies. See now how wit may be made a jackalint when 'tis upon ill employment.
Sir John Falstaff, serve God, and leave your desires, and fairies will not pinch you.
Well said, Fairy Hugh.
And leave you your jealousies, I pray you.
I will never mistrust my wife again till thou art able to woo her in good English.
Have I laid my brain in the sun and dried it, that it wants matter to prevent so gross o'erreaching as this? Am I ridden with a Welsh goat, who, I have the coxcomb of Frise? 'Tis time I were choked with a piece of toasted cheese.
Cheese is not good to give putter. Your belly is all putter.
Cheese and putter? Have I lived to stand at the taunt of one that makes fritters of English? This is enough to be the decay of lust and late walking through the realm.
Why, Sir John, do you think though we would have thrust virtue out of our hearts by the head and shoulders, and have given ourselves without scruple to hell, that ever the devil could have made you our delight?
What, a hodge pudding, a bag of flax?
A puffed man?
Old, cold, withered, and of intolerable entrails.
And one that is as slanderous as Satan.
And as poor as Job.
And as wicked as his wife.
And given to fornications, and to taverns, and sack, and wine, and metheglins, and to drinkings, and swearings, and starings, pribbles, and prabbles.
Well, I am your theme. You have the start of me. I am dejected. I am not able to answer the Welsh flannel. Ignorance itself is a plummet o'er me. Use me as you will.
Marry, sir, we'll bring you to Windsor to one Mr. Master Broom that you have cozened out of money, to whom you should have been a pander. Over and above that you have suffered, I think to repay that money will be a biting affliction.
Master Page.
Page.
I have a different edition.
Yet be cheerful, knight.
Look, yet be cheerful, knight. Thou shalt eat a posset tonight at my house, or I will desire thee to laugh at my wife that now laughs at thee. Tell her Master Slender hath married her daughter.
Doctors doubt that. If Anne Page be my daughter, she is by this Dr. Caius's wife.
Slender? Enter Slender.
Oh, so sorry. Page, please.
122.
Bottom of 122.
Go, yeah. What ho, Father Page?
Mm-hmm.
Son,
What
how
ho,
now?
Father Page?
Now, son, have you dispatched?
Dispatched. I'll make the best in Gloucestershire know on't would I were hanged la else.
Of what, son?
I came yonder at Eton to marry Mistress Anne Page, and she's a great lubberly boy. If it had been in the church, I would have swinged him, or he should have swinged me. If I did not think it had been Anne Page, I would might never stir, and 'tis a postmaster's boy.
Upon my life, then you took the wrong.
What need you tell me that? I think so when I took a boy for a girl. If I had been married to him for all he was in a woman's apparel, I would not have had him.
Why, this is your own folly. Did not I tell you how you should know my daughter by her garments?
I went to her in green and cried, Mum, and she cried, Budget, as Anne and I had appointed. And yet it was not Anne, but a postmaster's boy.
Oh, good George, be not angry. I knew of your purpose, turned my daughter into white, and indeed she is now with a doctor at the deanery, and they're married.
Where is Mistress Page? By gar, I am cozened. I have married un garçon. A boy! Un peasant, by gar, a boy! It is not on Page, by gar, I am cozened.
Why? Did you take her in white?
I begar, and 'tis a boy. Begar, I'll raise old Windsor.
This is strange. Who has got the right Anne?
My heart misgives me. Here comes Master Fenton. How now, Master Fenton?
Pardon, good father. Good, my mother, pardon.
Now, mistress, how chance you went not with Master Slender?
Why went you not with Master Doctor Maid?
You do amaze her. Hear the truth of it. You would not have married her most shamefully where there was no proportion held in love. The truth is, she and I, long since contracted, are now so sure that nothing can dissolve us. The offense is holy that she hath committed, and this deceit looses the name of craft, of disobedience, of unduteous title, since therein she doth evitiate and shun 1,000 irreligious cursed hours which forced marriage would have brought upon her.
But stand not amazed. Here is no remedy. In love, the heavens themselves do guide the state. Money buys lands, and wives are sold by fate.
I am glad, though you've taken a special stand to strike at me, that your arrow hath glanced.
Well, what remedy? Fenton, heaven give thee joy. What cannot be eschewed must be embraced.
When night raw dogs run, all sorts of deer are chased.
Yeah.
Well, I will muse no further. Master Fenton, heaven give you many, many, many merry days. Good husband, let us everyone go home and laugh the sport o'er by a country fire. Sir John and all.
Let it be so, Sir John. To Master Broom you yet shall hold your word, for he tonight shall lie with Mistress Ford.
Yay.
Hey. Boy, I'll tell you,
Wow.
it pays to look at the text a little bit more ahead of time. I'm sorry, Jackie.
Oh, hey, come on, I'm sorry
Hey.
too. I fluffed over.
Hey.
So, I mean, like, so it was hard to articulate certain things. You know, you think you know it and you read it, and then when you get up and do it, it's not good. Even if you rehearsed at home, it sometimes.
And pay attention to those semicolons and those
You're right.
colons, because
Yeah.
I know I missed something right there that was so obvious. And all I had to do was pay attention to the
We didn't notice it
From-
though, you know, it's like, you know, if you just keep reading, you know,
Whatever.
mistakes are expected at a first reading, God almighty.
Yeah, but the punctuation is the guide.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
I don't know how
And,
that was either.
Paul, I just got to tell you, you were cracking me up.
That's a fun part,
Terrific.
Paul. Yeah.
well, as were you and
Weren't
everyone.
you?
Yeah,
You're very
I
funny too, Angus. You were hilarious.
yes.
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 That's a great part, Caius.
And Pam, it was nice to see you back.
Oh,
How
thank
are
you.
you?
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
I had to step away a few times, so I was a little confused in the last act because there's quite a bit of lines that were cut for me. But I got it.
Folio.
I thought I missed my part, so.
How's the new babe?
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
You had a baby?
Yes.
For you, Mommy.
Congratulations.
A lot has happened in a year.
Wow. Congratulations.
How old is she now?
3 months.
3 months.
Wow.
Oh, it's a little
Guess you're
one.
not sleeping all that much, huh?
She actually is a pretty good sleeper for a newborn, but
Wow.
6-7 hours at a stretch, and then she'll
That's good.
wake up a few times.
I have a great nephew that was born during the pandemic. All these pandemic babies years
Oh,
from
that's
now. they'll say, "Oh, you
beautiful.
were
There's
born
so
during
many,
that time."
so many friends who have had babies November, December. I mean, it's amazing.
What's her name?
Well,
Ophelia
anyways,
Hope.
just before we go, I'm just want
Ophelia?
to end it on YouTube, but I just want to say, as working for the
yes.
post office, that now there's all of the very postal resonances of that Falstaff wanted to get his letters delivered, and the postmaster's boy, who Dr. Caius ends up marrying. But,
Yeah.
but, so yeah, I'm just thank you all very much. And thank you. I mean, Pamela, my gosh, I had no idea. I mean, it was a year ago, just over a year ago, we were in a glass live production of Much Ado that was so much fun. And wow, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I know I missed the stage.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah.
Very much.
I